All right. So this is Dynasty in Quizup or Sardium in my Twitch, and welcome to the Twitch channel. Right now, we were talking about the KE history and its relevance to name the flag committee. Why relevance to name the flag? Cause it is the team that was founded in name the flag topic. Obviously, that's why. And somehow, like there are other clans that were associated with the name the flag too. That's why it's also important that KE was the oldest team on not only in name the flag but also in the whole quiz of topics that they established in 2015. Like when it says July 26th of 2015. All right,
Yeah.
so I would like to acknowledge the people who are here right now in this chat. We have Dank Zero.
Hello.
Hello, yes. Boltenhagen.
Hi.
Emilia. Emilia. Someone just said I think bro. Alright, that's
Emilia?
Emilia. Yeah, that's
Mike,
Emilia.
okay?
It's Mike.
Are you okay with
Oh, there
the
you go.
in Austria? Alright. Oh my god. I Alright. Alright, this is Hi Michael Zeno. How about Michael Zeno?
What's up?
And Scorch.
Hello, hello.
All right, these are the people who will be talking in this channel, and I believe most of the KE members and some staff. I believe there's stuff here, like the
Yeah.
birthday stuff, like Bib. Obviously, I heard of him. He sometimes posted the birthdays in birthday channel or Eva. Like she posted the KE maps on the KE map channel. So now, this is the good news because this is are the people that are in the community base, which means that they are the leaders that that can provide the interesting history about KE. And now we will start with Michael
I think
Sino about the KE was founded.
perfect.
Yes, foundation or whatever they call it. Go on.
Okay, thank you, Dynasty. So, okay, started on, as far as I'm concerned, July 26, 2015. It was Vahe starting up a tournament, and the tournament was basically, I think it was like round robin kind of thing where you just played other people from other teams. I'm not that good at tournament types, so it was like a round robin tournament. But after that tournament, a couple teams decided to stick around, like as actual clans. So we were technically tied for first, but those other clans got it. And then I think it was like after like a week, Vahe left the clan to go to ILA, and that really made everyone mad. Made Kisu Kanda the leader. He appointed me the crown prince, and tensions boiled between ILA, especially Yemvin. We don't want to talk about Yemvin here.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh my
think
god.
all of us that Yemvin was just, yeah.
Yimben.
So then, yeah,
Are there any
yes.
more you want to talk aside, like like
Um,
KE? I remember KE at the time, like there was like competition, like KE as a temporary team, because at the time like there was this role play team when we were competing against other temporary teams, and it just that KE was established in a permanent team
yeah,
after those times. Yes.
yes.
And what happened to Bahe? I never seen him already. What happened to him?
Vahe did join ILA, I think, early August,
Uh huh.
and he didn't come back to KE until
Yeah.
he actually returned to the clan in I think 2017, then left again, and recently, I think Zero was talking to him. I think it was like around December of 2019, where Dank Zero was talking to him, and Dank said he hasn't been on since.
Oh, what do you mean like that? Like what specific information the last time he and Dank Zero was talking? I'm not sure what
Uh,
was it.
yeah. Dank told me about because they were talking because Dank was the leader and Vahe was the founder. So Vahe messaged him because he sent me the screenshots of the message, and it was at the time where KE was kind of dead. It was before this golden platinum age, whatever we're naming this, and they wanted to revive the team, and Vahe had plans to organize new tournaments, become more active.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, let's bring back the glory days. It was actually November 21st, 2019. He said, bring back the glory days. It's about 5 months later, and this is the best we've ever been. So, foreshadowing?
And I believe that the founder is in Armenia, and it's kind of rare to have a founder who's from Armenia, especially in Quizup, because it's not really. I'm not saying like founders in like Armenian players are really rare in
Yeah, it's
Quizup
true.
community.
It's not a superly active country on Quizup, so having a player start it from there is pretty interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of Armenian players.
You can actually look up the KE map, and he's kind of by himself there. There's nobody around.
Yeah,
him.
it's true. Nobody lives in Armenia.
Oh my god.
Nobody lives around that, so you know.
Within KE borders, yeah. We just have to
That's
wait
true.
if there will be potential Armenian players or let's say his neighbors countries what's this like his country neighbors are members, potential members, so who knows? We don't know.
Yeah,
And
true.
it really depends on the recruitment because like I believe that there are much recruitments within since January of 2020 because I joined this KE team since February of 2020 of course because I reevaluated how KE was very strong during January, so I wanted to see if it's really strong, and so I accepted it on February of 2020 for that matter. And
Yeah,
so
it was a long time coming with you because me and you have always been talking for like maybe the past 5-6 years because we both were some of the original players on Quizup. Same with Michael Zeno. We all talked. I always wanted you to join the team, but you were always kind of held back with just going solo for a while. So that was interesting too.
oh well, I mean I wasn't out back then, and I think I was there for
True,
like
true.
2.5 years. I usually stayed there because at the time that I stayed because for I don't know, I was a hermit back then, so I somehow sometimes like the comment of, let's say not comment or post, let's say like the achievement post of out member because that's how it was, and obviously that's how most of the clans does every time, and somehow like the reason why I I'd say I was very long time in out because at the time like I thought out was my time when usually would stay there forever, to be honest with you, and I somehow check that the development in other teams during 2020. So yeah, it happens. It can happen, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what else? Here's the thing.
I think we can move on for moving into 2015, 2016. So I think Michael and Boltenhagen wanted to talk
Yeah.
about the conflict between ILA and KE
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
what happened between some of the members.
Because we can offer I can offer the KE point of view because you know me and Quizup were pretty much the only ones in KE that were actually like trying to do something. The other members were just sitting there. I don't know who was a member at the time, but they were just sitting there. Just saying.
Yeah, I know a lot of members back then, and I was including myself. I was in there, but I wasn't a leader back then. A lot of us were just more into the actual competitive Quizup part rather than the whole community of teams, because that back then teams were all brand new and that wasn't fully developed. So as Michael Zeno, he was very into the community as well as the competitive nature. So he was very involved with that. But I know a lot of members back then, they just wanted a team tag to represent themselves when they played competitively. So I think that's why a lot of members took a back seat.
At the time, I remember during that war, I remember it was really hectic because at the time I don't know what to do. Definitely, of course, and somehow it managed to the point that we had a peace contract with Tino and the ILA leaders back then. Remember that, Tino?
Oh yeah,
It
I
was
remember
an
that
hectic
stuff.
thing, and I think it lasted for weeks or months, 1 month, or
Yeah,
between weeks
yeah.
and
I think what really ignited it was there was this one or there was one or two ILA members. I can't recall their name,
Mhm.
but they came into the KE team topic
Uh-huh.
and they were just being dicks. Like they were just talking shit about some of our
Yeah,
players.
Mhm.
it's
I
obvious.
remember they ended up getting kicked out of ILA soon after. Like, but when we first received that, we thought of it like, oh, this is ILA attacking us, not just a couple members attacking us. So then we kind of, rather than talking to leaders, we kind of shot back with some attacks of our own, like just comments and stuff like that, because we were kind of pissed about some of the stuff that one person was saying.
Mhm.
So it was kind of faults from both sides, but that ended up getting resolved. I think Michael Zeno talked about how that got resolved.
Um, I wasn't really part of. First of all, I just want to say real quick about the KILA war. If we were to do a war now, obviously there's a better way to do it. Like I don't
Uh-huh.
obviously like the topic attacks would still happen, but like actually playing each other in an actual Quizup game instead of bickering on the name the flag topic,
Mhm.
like that would actually work a lot better and be more serviceable as a conflict.
Yeah, if only we did that back then rather than looking like idiots.
Yeah, we look like idiots. I don't know who
Yeah.
brought up the topic of nuclear war, but I think
I
someone brought up nuclear war.
I
No, no,
think
I don't know. It was all so stupid.
I don't know who brought it up, but someone brought up nuclear war.
Looking back on it, it was all so petty.
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, 5 years ago was 5 years ago. To be honest, like
За полсата ще ще
yes. Hey, Bolton, what's up?
Yeah, he can take over here because
Yeah.
we want LA perspective from the
Yeah,
war.
we wanna know much about you because you know much about this than any of us here, I guess. I guess. Hello?
Yeah, hey.
Yes, can you
Yeah,
explain?
well, I joined KE in August 2015, but after 3 weeks I left it. And I joined ILA somewhere in October when they firstly expanded to other geographical topics. They were first in and named the flag and named the country, I think, or countries of Europe. And back then, Yemen was the leader. Then he left. Then Theo from Greece started being leader. And then again, Yemen started. So I was appointed as a vice leader. So I was the second guy in ILA back then. And Yemen was so pissed from many reasons. I don't know why, but we joked later that he was pissed with everybody except his cat bridge contract because he liked his cat. Yeah, Yemen started it, and he was very furious about all key players and Keishuke Honda giving Zeno his leadership because of that one reason. And he was the main guy. I posted only one post about it, where I was the first in November 2015 key topic, which was the second oldest post on that topic. But yeah, Yemen was the main guy, and he really himself in it, and was very angry, and he was angry on all members of ILA as they are lazy, they do nothing, mm, they do worse for ILA and everything. But he was the main guy who was giving the bad things for ILA. He also joined the TSN twice and came back. And yeah, Dynasty also. I became a leader of ILA in 29th of November on my birthday in 2015 and tried to stop that war, as there was ILA and TSN war and Key and TSN war.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and there were many players who joined Key to ILA, and back then, like Subrat, Harman, everyone. And I think also that Yemen was angry that only lower players joined Key, like which had only 250 games player joined and so on. And because they were mostly Americans, he thought that Americans are lower in knowledge, in years, and everything. And yeah, Dynasty U then joined ILA
Yes.
because of me on somewhere
Yeah, I remember that.
7th of December. And after that, 5 days again, Yemen joined, and everything started the war. And later, we overthrown Yemen on 6th of January, and then stopped the war and everything. I joined Key again on after Dynasty joined, because yeah, you asked
Yeah, I asked you.
about it, on my opinion, and if you join, will I join? And yeah,
Yes.
that's when I joined. And later I saw that Yemen make a post that he's sorry for all his actions, everything that he tries that you all forget it and
Uh-huh.
everything. Yeah, also about that Cat Briggs contract, it happened in that topic on ILA on WhatsApp, where he really wrote bad things
Yeah, I remember
about
that.
Key and everything, and there was made a topic Black Kirk's Smack, whatever it is called, about how he will kill poor Dutch Carl for 4 donuts
Oh,
to
the
get
topic one.
from,
Quizup.
yeah,
I
yes,
mean,
from Joe. So
mhm. I remember that I didn't know Riemben already apologized to you after we joined KE. I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I think he made a comment afterwards,
Uh-huh.
just to try and clear things up with KE about everything that happened with the whole war, and he basically just made an apology stating that, like, hey, this is all for nothing. And then I think that's when the current leaders of ILA and KE both like made an agreement. Hey, we're gonna stop all this bickering, and we're just going to both go our separate ways. Like, we didn't really talk. The KE leaders and ILA leaders, they didn't, and
Oh.
we both also made a rule, because back then, all teams really allowed you to be in multiple teams. Like, for example, I could be in KE, uh, 100 plus, and some other teams all at the same time. But
That's what
because of that, we made a rule between ILA and KE that members could not be in the same team. Like, you weren't allowed to be in KE and ILA, just so we wouldn't have any problems like this in the future.
Oh, nice. That's a good strategy. And I mean, like, I haven't seen Yem before a long time though. Both. When was the last time he got active? And Michael Zeno, what do you think about the apology?
that post was somewhere in 2019 that I saw on his profile, but yeah, he messaged few times that he only came to play 3 or 4 games with his friend or something, but he really didn't play after we basically overthrew him on 6th of January, and then we left out of Villa. to
Oh,
leave others to rule. And yeah, I didn't hear about
That's-
much.
that's the reason why I didn't know, cause I wasn't active during those times. So I'm really surprised that you know this. And Michael Zeno, since um Yemben had an apology statement, what do you think about it?
Personally, Yemvin's apology statement, I don't really know if he meant it, because after like the main conflict wrapped up, obviously over the next couple of months, like there were still tensions. But after that, when I was made leader, he was constantly berating me and Kisuk for his decision, and me for being too inexperienced and too young to be a leader. So he was just. I don't know if he meant anything he said when he was apologizing, because he was just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what really happened was the worst relations were between Yemvin and Michael Zeno slash Kisu Honda.
Uh-huh.
So when at the time that the apology came forward, I feel like it was pretty unexpected because of the way Yembin was really acting.
Oh yes.
It felt that the apology was almost forced.
he acted younger than when I was.
Yeah, it felt like the apology was forced, but we as a KE decided that, hey, moving forward, whether the apology was genuine or not, just keeping up this war isn't going to do either of our teams any good. So we decided to all just step back from it. Like we mutually step back, both teams, and that kind of led into 2016 when Michael Zeno, Ozzy is here, and O Gold were the current leaders of the team, and that's about the time when I started joining. I joined in early 2016, I believe, to
2016.
KE,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
I can't. Didn't Gold recruit you? Because I don't know if I recruited.
No, do you remember? It was a guy named Warrior.
It was who?
Yeah, the Warrior. His name is Warrior. He was
Oh.
about.
I don't know.
Do you remember him? So he recruited me, and then I joined in February. I think February 16th to KE, and a couple months later, I became the leader of KE up until present. But I've kind of stepped back a bit now. But I can kind of go into that period of time from 2016 to 2018 about how KE was developed.
Yeah, but
So
before we do that, I just want to quickly wrap up the last few months before you started taking over.
sure.
So as we went into 2016, I installed. Obviously, I ditched the Emperor role because back then I was like, "Ew, Emperor role, democracy." Because I didn't really care if that was fictional. I didn't really care. I just like, oh, I'm just gonna push democracy. So I just I changed it to a leader. I had election format. I think the first election might have been January or February. We elected the leader. We elected the co-leader, assistant leader. I did a lot of weird roles, but I appointed that one troll guy, Wolf KE Commander. I actually remember it now, and he started trolling, so we just kicked him out of the clan. And February 2016, February 29th, I remember the exact day. I tried to get into my account, and it said forbidden. So I apparently got banned.
Oh yeah, I remember you got banned, and when you made your new account, you were no longer the KE.
Yeah, I understood that, like, obviously I got banned, so I had to work my way back up. So yeah, Gold became the leader. He had elections, me and Gold would switch up, and then eventually, I think maybe August 2016, something like that, SCORCH became leader, and he never, like, he won all the elections before he made himself permanent leader.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I mean, SCORCH, yeah, you can take over here.
Yeah, so basically, I remember when Zeno introduced the elections, it was a really good idea to the team because at the time, OO Gold and Ozzy is here. If you guys don't know, they're brothers from Canada.
Yeah.
They were leaders of the team for a couple months. But the other thing, if you guys don't know, they are very big members of the Mario Universe community.
Oh yes. I know them.
In Quizup, because that's actually a pretty big community, but as well as Name the Flag. So very involved with that. So the problem was, since they were so involved with that community, they kind of put that community first before they put KE. So that is why I got appointed to the leadership position. And this is kind of when KE was at its smallest. A lot of members left early 2016. So we probably had around 60 members, but really only 20, 30 active members within the. We weren't a big of a team. I know 100 plus, ILA and Enigma were all getting really big at this time while we were kind of struggling due to leadership. So when I ended up becoming a leader, I probably am doing the same thing that Dank Zero, Emilia have been doing recently. How we've been recruiting multiple players a day, all the time. So back then, since Ozzy is here and Gold, even though they were leaders, they didn't really do much of a job for recruitment. So I had to do basically everything. So even though there was a co-leader, there were assistant leaders, I was kind of the only one doing much. That is why I kept getting reelected. And I ended up getting reelected as leader a whole year straight. And I'm basically like, okay, at this point, we can keep hosting elections, but like I even spoke with all the assistant leaders and all the other leaders. If I just hold the role of leader, I think we can do a lot more rather than having these votes. And they're like, yeah, like honestly, we feel like you would do the best as a leader, like a permanent leader. So all the leaders made that decision to make me the permanent leader of KE. And at that point, I kept up recruitment. I probably did around 5 recruitments a day until KE was really huge. Michael Zeno also contributed a lot to helping with rules, regulating, and introducing new players to the history of KE. And that's really what happened going into 2016 and 2017.
2017. And I remember when I saw your name as a leader, I was like congratulating you, actually.
Yeah, I 100% remember that. When I became leader of the KE and started bringing the team back, I actually had people from One United Team out. I had people from ILA. I had some people from Enigma, all telling me like, "Hey, good job on bringing KE back. We all remember when you guys were a really big competitive team. It'd be cool to see you guys back there again." So that was really awesome to hear. And that's really what happened from 2016 really to 2018. Other members that you guys might remember are Bob Hewden and Nabulus. They also took the front lines with me with 2017 to 2018 when our team was back into the mix of things. But I think the team slowly fell down. I remember though, Dank Zero ended up joining in 2017, I believe. And he was a really big member of the Name the Flag community, so it was really awesome.
Yes, that's true. And also Emilia. I don't know when about Emilia.
I think Emilia joined more recently than Dank Zero.
Oh, I see.
Dank Zero's been in the team for I think 2 years, if that's right.
November 2017. Yep.
Yeah. So since 2017, which is awesome. He was a really big member of the team. As well as Liam R. He was in the team for a bit, and we all worked to make the team a better place. Dank Zero knew a lot of people in the Name the Flag community as well. So he helped me out with like, hey, here are some great ideas for people that we should recruit, which was awesome. But moving into 2018, this is when like I was getting really heavy with schoolwork, and I kind of had to take a step back from leading. So I appointed Bob Hewden as the leader. So from 2018 to 2019, Bob Hewden was the leader of K, as well as, if you guys remember, Aditi, she was from India. She was also a really big leader in the team, but they kind of took a step back and Nabulus took over from up until 2019 when Dank Zero kind of took the front lines of being a leader. And from 2019 to 2020, I think Dank Zero probably knows a bit more about that because I took a step back for university.
Yes. So Dank Zero and Emilia. You guys want to talk about that right now? Because this is your time to shine for this year. Because I remember this year when both of you guys were in leadership.
Yeah, definitely a fresh face of leaders for sure.
So how did you become a leader, and was how was the experience like with this many things like recruitment? Because I know recruitment is really hard to find people, especially some people cannot
Yeah.
respond, some people will respond to you, and how it maintains the continuity with new players, obviously.
Yeah. So well, once Navilis decided he's leading, and he did a good job. He was doing quite a bit of tourneys, keeping himself active. I think he did a good job. The only problem was he was not really focused on recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
There really
That's true.
wasn't
Oh yeah, that's true.
at
Yes.
all. So the focus wasn't there for growing the team. And he didn't really have help. That's the thing. Bob left.
Yeah, it was literally just Nabulus. He's good at keeping our current player base very active, but
Yeah.
he struggled with recruitment.
I see.
And that's what I think Dank Zero really shines in, is his ability to recruit new players.
Thanks. Well, once Navilis decided to leave, it was just really dead. We had a few tourneys here and there with a few people, but there was really nothing going on. And I think he just got fed up and decided to leave. And that was just kind of a shock to me because
Oh yeah, that was a
honestly,
shock to all of us. That was really unexpected, but he's moving on to new things. I think our current leadership is able to really keep the active player base to a higher degree of effectiveness than Novulus was able to. But we do have to congratulate him from 2018 to 2019, because without him, we would not be really KE anymore, because that whole time period, like our whole recruitment fell apart. A lot of members ended up leaving when I took a step back. Not a lot, but a lot of our active player base, because since I was I'd say for a while I was kind of the face of KE with all recruitment and stuff like that.
Of course.
So when I took a step back, people wanted to really join more clans with more active leaders. Not saying that Nabulus wasn't active, but he wasn't really doing anything more than recruitment and just talking with current members.
Oh.
He wasn't really focusing on outside communities, which as a leader you have to do, right? Because you want to talk with your team and your community, but you also want to make your team known to the Name the Flag community, to the geography community, to other communities, and have your team recruit new members.
Don't we have a huge Pokemon community now or something?
We do, yeah. Our name the Pokemon. He's got enough.
which is a very busy topic. So I'm
Yes.
happy about that.
I guess that's become like our secondary, like.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the three biggest topics would be name the flag still. That's where I'd say maybe
That's our
60% of our members are. That's just a rough estimate. Then we have the Pokemon community coming in second. And I know we still have a lot of members that do logos as well.
Logos.
Logos is like the biggest topic. Like
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. So it's expected that to be up there for sure.
And we had Hannes already from logos, and I believe he is second best in all time in logos.
No, yeah.
Which is a good thing. Yeah, good job. Like I believe Dank Zero recruited him, which is a good thing.
That was pretty recently, wasn't that? That was in this past week.
Yeah, that was last week, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm glad to have him with us because he was in Enigma for the longest time.
Oh yes, he was.
And I always talked with him because he was really active with the Name the Flag community as well. So
well, trust me, I got
we always did that
a few times. He didn't
yeah,
say
no,
yes.
I tried to. I also like recruiting Strawberry. I tried to recruit a year and a half, but she was so closed off to teams. And when you recruited her, I'm like, damn, finally.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know the community for sure, and that's when I decided to take over. Is I was actually trying to debate if I should leave with Navilis or because the whole thing was I decided to stay with. I would have hated me to just die because it's had such a long history.
Yeah, exactly. That's what really made it difficult for me to leave, because usually when teams when their leaders leave,
Yes.
the teams fall apart.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
true.
saw
Yeah.
that with a lot of other smaller teams that got bigger,
Yep.
like the elite teams, like the Star and
Mhm.
all those other smaller teams. As soon as their leaders go inactive, the team just dies off.
Yes, that's true. That's
because
true.
the leaders are what really hold the teams together. So when I left, well, I didn't really leave, but when I took a step back in 2018, since I was such an extremely active leader, I would be on Quizup, playing the game maybe 5 hours a day, talking with all my teammates and other communities for a couple more hours every single day. When you're going from that to Nabulous, that will just host a couple tournaments and just talk with KE, it's a big difference, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when that happened, a lot of members took a step back. But then when Dank Zero took over from Nabulous after Nabulous left, we kind of got that old feeling of how I led the team, the way, which is how kind of Dank Zero is leading it now.
Uh-huh.
Heavy recruitment, talking with a lot of communities, being really involved in both the competitive scene and the whole Quizup community scene. And we're kind of seeing the old 2017 KE scene all over again, which I'm loving to see.
And I have a question. Like, here's the thing. Like, since Dank Zero had been around in 2080 for leadership things, but it says here on the website that I don't see Dank Zero here, but of course, like Dank Zero really got the leadership in 2020. So what was the role
Yeah.
that you
Oh.
usually do?
Well, I was really the leader in 2019 as well.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
But I didn't really do much. I was trying to figure out what to do. And obviously, when I talked to Vahe, he kind of motivated me. And I decided, you know what, 2020, we're going to start fresh.
Oh, I
Dank
see.
Zero. Was I the one that recruited you? I think I was the
Scorch,
one that
yeah.
recruited you.
Yeah, Scorch.
So I remember that when I recruited you, though, you were still really big in the competitive scene. You weren't a leader up until 2019, even though you've been in the team since 2017, the end of 2017. So during that phase, you weren't a leader yet, but when you did become a leader in 2019 with Nabulous was kind of the front runner up until recently when you kind of took the scene when he left.
Well, no, I was not leader with him ever. He was by himself the whole time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's the thing. He had no help. So when he left, I was debating on leaving or should we keep KE alive? And I decided I don't want to kill the history.
You made a good choice, man. You made a good choice.
Yeah, it was a tough call, but because there was nobody there to help me and there was nothing going on. I couldn't even talk in the chat.
Yeah,
it was
that's
that
the
bad.
thing. Like, especially like even this Discord server, back then, there was really no one talking at all. Like our activeness died off, and the feeling that you had in 2019, exact same thing that I had in 2017. It's like literally history repeating itself. When Gold and Ozzy is here, they basically left, and Michael Zeno, he was there, but he was really active in like patches. Like he wasn't 100% active all the time. So I kind of felt the same thing that you felt in 2019. I'm like, okay, I feel all alone as a leader right now. I can either just take a step back from KE and just join another team, because a lot of other teams wanted me as a member to help with leadership or stuff like that. Or I could stay in KE and try and work us back up to what we were before. And you made the same call that I did.
To you. That's when I was talking to you, and you were like, "I'm sorry, I can't lead right now. I just started this school in this new place, and I'm so focused on my university.
Yeah.
So I knew that you were not going to be able to do much. So that's when I decided to brainstorm and come up with some ideas for 2020, and I obviously needed help. So that's when Emilia came in.
Oh, now it makes sense now. That's why Emilia got into the 2020 leadership after.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Dank Zero ended up coming to me. He's like, hey, I know you're still busy with school and you're able to talk to some of the teammates every now and then, but I think really bringing another member onto the team would be really okay. And he's like, I think Emilia will be a great choice. And at that time, Emilia, even now, she's a really active member in the Name the Flag community. So having her join the team was a great idea, especially since she was always at the top of the leaderboard, so everyone could always see who was supporting KE, which was another good thing to have.
Yep. But also a lot of traits needed for it to be a leader. And
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
It's really not easy when you have it, because we have what, 200, 300 members, and we can't even keep count, honestly. Having a team that big, you have to be constantly active to lead them. You can't just pull a Novulus and host tournaments, talk to members, and then absolutely dip.
I mean, like, it's
So,
mostly a
yeah.
motivation. Like, you have to be motivated to not only in inner community, which is KE, but also you have to talk with other people, or just do rankings. Let's say name the flag, just to see if this clan is alive or not. That's
you
what we
got to
do.
have a fun team. That's the
Yes.
biggest thing. You got to have an active, fun team. People
yes.
want to join to enhance their gaming. So
Yeah, they need a reason to join, and that's what we had to provide. We couldn't just do tournaments because, well, people hosted tournaments all the time.
All the time.
Like, we can't just have something just what they just have a tag, the KE emblem in their name. Like, what does that really provide for them? So we had to work to create a community that they'd actually want to join and feel welcomed in, rather than just having this straight competitive community that we had in the early KE years.
Yes, I believe, and also the Discord server is really useful, to be honest with you, because honestly, like, when I was in Name the Flag server or other servers, I don't know what happened. I don't know where were you, some of the people, and then when I joined KE, wait, after I joined KE and I saw the server, I was like, wow, now I know where they are now. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and
yeah.
to go back to your question about is it hard to recruit, because I know
yes.
you asked me this.
I did.
We were really focused at the beginning, one by one, trying to focus on each individual and picking up the right members. So it was a lot of effort at the beginning. It's quite different now. People are coming to us now. We're not even, I'm still putting effort in. I have a new recruiter, but it really has changed quite a bit from the first month in January when we were small.
Yes.
And I was focused on the right people.
Starting off small as a small team and then trying to recruit harder than when you already have that active player base that supports you. And basically that's what I had to deal with in 2017 when the whole team left. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a team of 20 members. I host tournaments. So what reasons can I give for them to join? It's a lot to recruit when your team is small and not superly active than when your team is what it is today.
Agree.
Also to note, one side note, we changed our recruitment requirement. It used to be easier to get in last year.
I remember,
What was that?
The requirement used to be like 20.
Our recruitment used to be like level 20, but that was back before double XP was even a thing. And
oh my god.
It was actually hard. Only like the OG Quizup members know that grind to get to level 100, because that's equivalent of getting to like level 180 today. Like it was a lot harder back then. But we moved it up to 40 and then 70, then 80, and then I decided this up to 100. So rather than having smaller members, we actually have people who are more competitive and actually play the game a lot, because we wanted to stick to our competitive roots. Like, we want members that play the game, not just use this as a texting group chat. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know that.
When I moved it up to 100, I know a lot of the players really did not want me to move up the requirements to level 100, because a lot of them. And when I did that, they were pretty angry with me. They're like, "Hey, don't do this. We want lower levels," because a lot of them were low level and they didn't really play the game competitively. And we didn't really look for those kind of players. We wanted active players who actually played the game. So when I moved him up, a lot of like I'd say almost 40% of the team left,
Oh my
which is really
gosh.
hard. Which was really hard to see. A couple came back once they hit the proper level requirements, but a lot like refused. Like, hey, like how hard is grinding to level 100? Like I know a lot of us could do that in a day or two, but like give yourself, and I gave them about a month to get to those requirements, but doing that in about 2 weeks, like that's doable, right?
Yes.
And those are the members that I really wanted to have.
I mean, like that's how it is. Like, back then when we played before 2015, 2016, it was really hard as we already talked about that. And when was the time that we had the best?
Emilia,
Yes?
I can hear your keyboard.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, that was my bad.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
just talking
Yeah.
to
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
was just talking to Michael Zeno. He told me he had to get going, and he wasn't sure how to
Oh.
leave the leaders VC because it's a private one and it's a bit different.
Uh-huh.
So I had to pull him out.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So big thanks to Michael Zeno for filling in the gaps from 2014, 2015, and early 2016.
Yeah, he's important at the time because he used to be a leader, and that time like he was one of the relevant resource we had. And basically,
He's already, yeah.
yep, that's true. And Dank, so basically like you as a leader, like what do you usually do? The routines like you usually do when you wake up, when you ask people about KE. Do you usually do it every time, every day? I mean.
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking do you usually do this every day just to keep the K recruitment alive?
Yes, I'm active every single day and spend many hours.
10 minute hours. At least like you research well which topics you want to choose. Like name the
Oh,
flag.
we talking about just recruitment itself?
Yes.
Well, I do recruit a lot and I do still message people, but
Yep.
I've toned it down just a little bit lately, just because we have a recruiter now, so I can focus on some other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
there's a lot of small things we can do to improve the team, so I have to focus on that as well.
that's true. And
I
also
think Dank Zero is also doing something that I did. It's focusing on individual communities first. So when you build up that player base, more people from that community want to join. So back when I recruited in 2017, I recruited a lot of name the flag players. So more name the flag players joined. Dank Zero is doing the same thing, but he's also working a lot with. I saw a lot of recruitment in the Pokemon community. So when you recruit a couple of the biggest players in the Pokemon community, it draws in a lot more from that community to join. And that's really how recruitment works out so well.
like that's really good. Like I mean I'm really impressed how really fast that was. Like I really never seen that much like this before because like well the last time maybe was like 5 years ago, but this one's really fast. This one's really much more
Yeah.
improving. Yeah, that's what I can
We
say.
definitely have a huge community, and a big shout out to our members. I mean, we have some big name players. We have some hard grinders. Just look at the top 15 on Name the Flag the last few months. It's incredible.
It's all us.
Yeah.
It's all us. Like it's incredible how much these guys play the game and love the game, and to have those grinding players represent our team it's really awesome to see. Like there was a time when it was only maybe one or two KE members maximum in the top 10, and it would be like me or it'd be Dank Zero. And now looking at it now, we run name the flag. Let's be real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Keep the foundations, which is always Name the Flag. That's always our main
Absolutely.
focus, main topic.
It's where
And,
we
you know,
started. It's our origin.
What's really neat is I have Name the Pokemon players playing Name the Flag. That just brings excitement for me.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing to see when they started playing Name the Flag. It's like they're even drawn into the Name the Flag community.
That's
It
what teams
happens.
do. They enhance the gaming, and that's what we're trying to do.
I mean, like I think this is the theory, but I already made this theory back in 5 years ago. Basically, like if your team is like really popular in Name the Flag, let's say like KE right now, it will be really
Yeah.
popular. It will be a trending, and it will just implement in other topics. If that's the case, then
Exactly.
it will happen. It will definitely happen. So right now, since KE in Name the Flag, and it will just continue about it until the end, definitely, whatever that is.
And that's exactly where we're at with my new recruiter, MK7 FCB.
SCB.
No, yeah, MK,
Yes,
he's really
I
good at that
remember that.
stuff.
Yeah, he's focusing on a lot of different topics. So we're getting our name out to different places now. It's spreading.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, speaking of MK something FCB, he used to be in, what's it clan again? I forgot.
CDL. He was the
CDL.
CDL leader.
And then
Yep.
it got branched out to KE. Some of the players can go to KE, others don't, obviously. Right?
Yeah,
Well,
the two teams merged together that Dank Zero formulated with MK7.
Alright. That's the thing. I was like, at the time, I remember it was like sub clan. I don't know, or just part of it already. I don't know. I don't know what's the specific wordings. Is it part, or it just that disbanded and then some of them can go to KE? I don't know what happened there.
yeah, we just pretty much took over the team because the leader decided to be part of us.
Uh-huh.
So, as two leaders, we made an agreement that, okay, let's enhance all the gamers who qualify, which is over 100. Let's bring them over and they'll be in a better position, better place. So we decided to merge it, not leave everybody out. Now, we're still having players join us even just yesterday that just got 100 from CDL. So CDL players know that K's around. I mean, our
Yes.
name's there.
They know, obviously.
Yeah, all except for Vega though.
Oh
That
yeah,
one guy.
I remember.
Oh boy. Yeah. So where KE is sitting now, it's a really good position to see. I don't think KE has ever been any bigger. The Caucasian Empire has just been absolutely killing it, and I love to see it.
I remember we had the KE had the fancy titles as what as what Sinoman said before, like the Emperor, KE Emperor, the KE was that something like Prince, Crown Prince? You know that,
Oh
right?
yeah. So before we had assistant leader, co-leader, and stuff like that, we had like those kind of roles were actually called something else based on like royalty levels. So there was like vice chancellor and prince and all that stuff. But we decided that was all a bit too confusing for newer members. Like when you want help when the leader's offline, like who do you go to, right? Like those rules didn't really make much sense. So we decided to change it to something that made something a bit more easier for new players to really comprehend.
Yeah, at the time I was confused, like whether this is really a fancy titles or just that something for fun.
That was before my time. That was really Zeno's idea.
Oh, just funny though, to be honest with you. No, that's my opinion, okay? But that was funny.
No, I agree. It suited the name of the Caucasian Empire,
Yeah.
but it wasn't something that really would work out in the long term. I think we both realized that. That's why Zeno introduced the new leadership system with the KE elections of co-leader and then assistant leader and then leader, which works out a lot better.
But and also I remember like the highest is legend until now. Is it the highest?
That's in regards to a ranking system.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I know there's a difference right now, but is it the highest this time or no?
So yeah, that's still what it is. We really haven't changed the that whole ranking system with levels where it's like, oh, you have to be level 750 plus to be KE legend. The only thing we did add is instead of having that super high level, because I know a lot of players, they get to level 100 and they do something else. So we had, well, if you want to be KE legend, you can either get to level 750 or you can get level 150 topics. And we kind of do that. So you can get level 100 in a certain amount of topics, or you can receive this super high level.
Exactly. And at the time, like we had those KE legend quotes. Sorry, the tags. Right now we don't have any more cause we changed it to KE new
Yeah.
username already.
Yeah. That was a new idea from Dank Zero and Emilia to have a new little emblem to represent us and our team. We still use the ranking system for each member. It's just not a requirement anymore to put it in your name.
Oh,
So
yes.
you can see when you see Dank Zero's post when a new member ranks up from, let's say, KE Warrior to KE Hero, he'll make a little post for them. So we still have that system of like some extra challenges just besides the whole competitive. Like, hey, you can work towards grinding to KE Titan or KE Legend or something like that, rather than just having only competitive nature. So we don't have it in our names anymore, but we haven't gotten rid of it completely.
Yeah, and just to add on to the tag names, the only reason we did this is we were having some inconsistency with the tags. Some people were not putting the full tag. Some people were putting KE only. There was a lot of complaining about the names being too long, which I totally agreed. And
I understand
also,
it, yeah.
And so we just decided to make it one, the same, and two, maybe have an emoji so it's kind of catchy. And for some reason, a lot of people like it. And you'll be surprised how many people started coming up to me after we changed the tags.
Yeah, at first I wasn't completely open to the idea of changing it because I guess you could call me one of those boomers. I was stuck in my ways, like, oh, it's been like this since the beginning. But Dank Zero is like, he's like, Cameron, like, look at this. We have these super long ass names. Let's make it something that's catchy. The same thing that Out did or Enigma did, having these symbols to represent us. I'm like, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's see how it turns out. And we can clearly see that it did work out. That's probably one of the biggest complaints I always got was, hey, like, do I have to put like KE champion in my name? Like, that's super long. I'm like, and I ended up making a rule where like you can just put KE in your name and then put KE champion in your description. But I think overall changing it to KE with our individual emoji just works better as a good way to recognize our team rather than what we had before.
And who started the McDonald's look like a E or something?
that was Dank Zero.
Why though? I want to know why.
It's not McDonald's. It's an arrow.
Oh, is that
I was saying the same thing. Like, what is this symbol, man?
Yeah, I don't know. It just caught me, and I didn't find anything I really liked, to be honest. I would like something even better, but I think this will work. It was short. Yeah. That's all I wanted. Something simple and short and catchy.
Oh yes.
It's a good symbol right now. Like, it's recognizable. We've made that symbol recognizable. Is it going to be the symbol for the rest of KE? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Until we find something better, we're sticking with the arrow, with the golden arrow, because it works, right? It definitely works.
Yeah, it works. And was SCORCH agree at the time when that logo, almost like logo thing, would be implemented for the username, which is we already had it already. What does SCORCH?
And shout out to designer Eva. She helped me out a lot on this too.
Oh yes,
we
that's
did
true.
So many test trials. She changed the name many times so I can look at it. So she was always there for me, and we both kind of decided this was a good one.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember that you're coming to me with like different designs every day. Like, hey, SCORCH, what do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? And I'm like a lot of them like looked pretty good, but I think I was still like disclosed to the whole idea of not
were.
any different design. Oh, I was like, I'll be honest. I'll admit that. I'm like, no, I don't want to change this shit. I want to keep it the way it is because I like it the way it is. But overall, like you got to adapt to new change. Like you can't keep like the old ways forever. You gotta freshen up the name. You gotta add a cool emoji to make the name really pop. You know?
Yes.
And I remember, oh sorry, I wanna ask Scorch, like with this thing, the logos, like the logo after K. What was your reaction at the time when it was that almost looking McDonald's arrow thing at the time?
Sorry,
What do you think about
what you say?
the logos, the logo after K, the ones with the yellow arrow thing?
The new one right now.
Yes.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It looks good. It wouldn't be my one. I'm still not like 100% on it for the whole like the sole reason that I said before. Like I just like the simple KE look, but I do like the different design for the letters of KE. I think that's really cool. I know Dank Zero came to me with a bunch of different ideas to try and get me on board, and eventually I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's try it out. Overall, looking at it, I'd say I like it. And I'm glad that we made that decision to change it. Was I originally fond of the idea at the time? I'm like, no, like why are we putting this like yellow M in our name? And that's like the first thing I thought. And Dank Zero is like, no, it's not an M, it's an arrow. I'm like, okay, let me pull up my glasses. Like, what is this thing here? Because we've never had an emoji in our name. We've always had also the globe as our symbol. Because we are like this huge like global competitive team. But when we had this new arrow, I'm just trying to nitpick and like find all the different things I could bash about it. I'm like, oh, where's the relevance to KE? How does this represent our team and stuff like that? Just because I was so disclosed to the idea, but then I took a couple of days. I'm like, all right, I gotta open up to this. I kind of looked at it objectively, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. Let's go with it. Am I 100% in love with it? Not fully, but I still definitely respect the decision to move forward with it because I think it's done a lot of favors for KE in how we're recognized.
Yes, it already recognizable, but let's say if it's not the arrow one, what should be the emoji you guys would pick? That's a good
Well,
question.
that's something we tried to decide on forever. I
That's
think
the
there's
hard
nothing
part.
really we could find because
We're
remember
limited.
that yeah, we're very limited. Also, you have to take into account Android versus Apple because obviously a lot of people play on their phones. Like if you have certain emojis, they look different on different companies. So if you have like this yellow arrow on Apple, it actually looks the same on Android, basically the same on Android. But if you have a different symbol that we wanted to choose, Android would look a bit different. So we kind of had to take that into account. We looked at basically every emoji that was available to see what we'd like. We came up with ones that we kind of considered that were good, but maybe weren't vibrant enough or really stuck out. Like we came at an idea with like the globe, but that was kind of gray. But eventually we stuck with the golden arrow because we thought that it really popped and really stood out. If we would change it now, what would we change it to? That was your question. I don't think I could give a clear answer to that. We reviewed a lot. We are pretty limited to what actually works for a team's name, and I don't think we could choose right now. But I don't know. Who knows? We might change something in the future. I guess we'll really see.
I mean, here's the thing. I think I don't know if most people would like it or not, but I believe most people, in my opinion, I like the concept of that arrow sign, and I believe people would like it too. Cause I don't know. Let's ask like the stream. Here's the thing. Like, they love the stream arrow thing in KE. Yes or no? Cause me, yes, definitely. Even I believe the leaders here would say yes too.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. The golden arrow, looking at it now, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Everyone that sees the golden arrow and KE, they're like, well, at least see this the golden arrow. They're like, yeah, that's KE. Like
Mhm.
it's very recognizable. It's kind of brought an image to our name having that golden arrow. So I don't think changing it is anything going to happen anywhere going to happen in the near future. I think most leaders can agree with me on that. Like the golden arrow really works with our team. It does
Yes.
look pretty damn cool too. But yeah, I think overall, all the leaders think it's a really good decision to have that golden arrow in the team, in our image as well.
I mean, let's say it goes to Quizup 3.0 and there's more options. We'll certainly look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, 5
I guess we'll
people.
see.
5 people responded yes. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all of them. Most likely, yeah. If that's if 4 or 5 people already said yes, then this is good. Should be good, obviously. So I mean,
I've definitely noticed people coming up to me telling me yes, they like it, and also that I've had just new random people want to join us right when we put the arrow. So I definitely believe that helped us.
I'd have to agree.
Buckyhead suggested that we need to have a Cluso mascot for KE.
Oof.
What?
Dude, those Quizlos, I don't know what KE I don't know what Quizup was thinking when they decided to add those, man, and remove the banners and titles. Like that shit was something else. I don't know if I can agree with Quizup on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you guys really want to have a Cluso mascot for KE or nope? But I mean, I know some people don't like Cluso, some people do, but who knows? What do you guys
I've
think?
never even thought about a mascot before.
I haven't either. Well, we've always like if we were to have a mascot, I think it would be a knight. I know Dank Zero showed me some images that one of our members made about like KE having a knight because obviously it's a Cavcation Empire. Knights would be like our members, like stuff like that. But I don't think a Quizlo, at least my opinion, I don't like the idea of a Quizlo mascot. I think that'd look kind of ridiculous. Especially how Quizlos look. But I don't know. I'm down to hear other leaders' ideas on that.
I agree. Like, here's the thing. Like, the SM30 said that the Cluso already looks like that one monster at McDonald's. Oh, Ronald McDonald? You mean? Oh, I don't think so, man. I don't think it looks like it. You guys want Ronald McDonald as the Cluso mascot? What?
That would be hilarious. Yo, we should have done that for April Fool's. Just like tell the whole team, hey, we're changing Ronald McDonald to be our mascot, and then not say anything for the whole day and see what happens.
Well, we're already done with April Fool's, so what's next? Next year?
We always associate boosting with clowns, so I don't think we would be a clown. No.
Yeah, that's true. Boosters are clowns, man.
No one really likes
boy.
the idea of a Cluso. Heleshon said no one really likes it. Oh, I see. But I mean, Cluso. What do you guys think about Clusos in general? I know you guys are leaders, so yeah,
Just like it.
just like it.
I don't think it adds anything to the team. I just see it as a money grab.
Yeah. It's just money, man. Everything is money transactions.
Yeah, a game like Quizup, it's hard to monetize the game without ruining it. That's why a lot of us were really against boosters because, well, they just made the game play to win now. It took away from all the grinders and all the members that were really big into the game. Like I remember back when I used to compete in the top 10 of Name the Flag. I remember one time I lost like a podium position because in front of me were like cheaters and boosters, and it kind of ruined the game. I think adding boosters, and I think like from all the feedback of the Quizup community, they realized that, so they added Quizlos. But I don't think it's much better. But hey, whatever makes the money.
It's about the money basically, and Heleshon, since like he has some experience with the Quizup community and stuff. Like he said
Yeah.
that this Quizup is already over monetized, not to glue apparently. Also boosters were the OG monetization feature. Oh.
Well, I understand it, right? Because well, Quizup is a global game. Having those servers run 24/7 like globally, it's not easy to have, and obviously that costs so much money. They have to have some form of monetization. I think ads were a good idea to help them out, especially having ad block. And for the new tournament system, like buying coins, I guess that can help them out because that's still something that can be optional. It's unfortunate, but whatever keeps the game going without absolutely ruining it would be good.
They should bring back the coin tournament and make coins the monetization and remove edit tournaments. That's what Fruit MC said. Oh,
I mean, you gotta look at it. Glue has a lot of different games they own, and
yes.
Quizup is last in income for them pretty much. So
Oh, of
they're
course.
trying desperate ways
Yeah.
to generate money, and obviously the coin tourney wasn't bringing much because everybody had millions of coins. It was fun. It was great. I loved it, but so they brought this ticket. So no
Yeah,
matter
the ticket
even if
system.
yeah, I mean, even if you win, you still lose the tickets. And now they
Yeah.
added these gluzos where some of them require like several hundred tickets or gems. So it requires you to watch videos or somehow get
Yeah,
gems.
exactly. And that's really annoying because let's say you can save up all your tickets for 1 month for like one tournament, and like name the flag or something. You'll have to cash in every single ticket you've saved up for an entire month for like maybe a day or two of a tournament, you know?
Yeah.
It's inconvenient. It's costly if you spend the money, or it's a waste of time if you have to watch endless ads to rack up tickets. And that's what I used to do. I used to like sit there for like hours at a time, just watching ads so I can build up enough tickets to actually compete before running out of tickets. You know,
I remember
and all
that.
for what? For like a little crown that sits on your head for a couple of days. Like it's not even. You know what I mean?
Yes, I got what you mean. Like you just have to wait for ad just to play with those tickets because those tickets like is serves you to play those tournaments and
And
it's
the
kind of
tourney isn't even as fun though. I mean, the time tourney.
yeah
I'd rather
the
play a coin tourney that's competitive against each other versus this kind of time tourney.
Yeah,
It's not as
I
fun.
remember that. Like, it basically comes down to not whoever has the most skill on the topic, it's whoever has the most tickets wins. Let's be real.
yes,
Like, getting
Or
160 name the flag, hundreds and hundreds of players can do that. It all comes down to who has the most tickets. Let's be real. You know?
yeah, I agree with you. And the thing about this like, and also there's this advantage like the the blue stacks, right? Blue stacks.
Yeah, yeah. The whole blue stacks for the Oh yeah, I remember
They
that.
use blue stack as a other option for playing the tournaments.
Yeah, the for like is that for like the blitz tournament for like speed?
Yes, for the speed tournaments.
Yeah, that's another thing I had to be really careful about because in 2018 or 2019, I forget when it was when they introduced it. Um, since it was so brand new, nobody really brought up like BlueStacks or using Android emulators. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever's gonna make it easier, right? So like I know a lot of people, a lot of KE members, even myself at a point, like I would use emulators just to see how fast it could go.
Uh-huh.
Like because I didn't really take those tournaments seriously. And then when I came back more recently in 2020, and I saw one of our teammates being called out, like, "Hey, this guy's using an emulator. That's super bad." I'm like, I wasn't there to see the whole opinion change of
Uh-huh.
emulators because first when Blitz tournaments came out, nobody really thought of emulators except for maybe me. I know Liam R used them a lot. A couple of us used emulators, and there was really no opinion on it because basically everyone was doing it. But then when I came back, I heard that like basically it was never allowed, but I never saw it as something that Quizup regulated. until I heard from other members that it was considered like discourteous. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop using those. I don't want to cheapen out on anyone else, right? And then I kind of talked to other members in the team who used emulators. I'm like, hey, I think this is going to give KE a bad rep. It's not really good to use these emulators, so let's kind of take a step back from it, and that's what KE did.
And then it was hilarious that they had a literal exploit in the system of PQ, the Bisquiz, until the very first Bisquiz in Name the Flag was hosted, and Blue had the pressure to do that. That's what Helishon said. Which, wow, there was an exploit. Yeah, that's true. And
yeah, with those emulators, I would get like under a minute. And with that, like I would get about like a minute, from like a minute 20 to 50 seconds in that range. Getting that on your phone is like, I don't know if that's even possible. I think it's like 130-ish, 140 that you can get the fastest. I don't really remember. But emulators, it can drop your time by 30, 40 seconds. Like it's crazy.
I remember there was the exploit was shared in Name the Flag topic, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know there's a." People were like, "Oh, there's an exploit? Is there an exploit? Oh wow!"
Yeah. Oh yeah. it's ridiculous. Like, and at first when these exploits are found, they're kind of let slide, but until like the majority of the community knows them, everyone's like, okay, we should not do this at all. This is wrong. And then eventually they kind of get like outlawed and banned, and moderators pick up on it, and eventually they're no longer allowed in Quizup.
Oh, Bina said I remember the backlash of them putting ads in, and the boost so vividly. Elite tournaments are less of skill and more of who has the most tickets at this point. It's irritating.
I agree. Yeah, that's what it is. It's unfortunate, but what can you do?
What can it do? Exactly.
Like, they're gonna monetize the game. They're gonna do whatever makes them money, because obviously making money on a quizzing app, it's not easy to do. But hey, it's a corporation. Yeah, respect the hustle.
Oh, speaking of Quizup and the Glue company, since Glue own Quizup this time, and what do you think if let's say Quizup will die? Let's say I hope it wouldn't happen. Obviously, I mean, if do you think Quizup will die, and if it will die, what will happen to KE? Kim?
I think KE would definitely stick together. I know a lot of members. We still play a lot of the same games. I know a lot of members play Rocket League. I know a lot of members play other like competitive games, like Overwatch and that kind of stuff. So I know a lot of members can still stick and hang and play, as well as I think KE has even grown. Like the KE community has grown so much that it's almost to the scale of the Quizup community. Like I know a lot of people are in KE for solely Quizup, but there's a lot of members that have joined KE because they like the feeling of a community. And plus, like I've known some of these members in here for like four years or so. So like when you have those like relations with people, it's not something that you're just gonna throw away when the game dies. And will Quizup be around forever? Obviously, probably not. But until it is completely gone, I think we're going to stick all together. And when it isn't gone, of course, I think a big majority of the player base will leave in KE. But I do believe that there are going to be some members that will stick around, the members that are very active in the community and that have like grown close with other members in the team. So yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Gonna happen, that's for sure. And will you guys be prepared? Let's say if the unpredictable thing will come, obviously. Of course, we don't want that to happen. For that.
Yeah, I don't really know how it's gonna work. Like what happens to KE when the servers close. A good thing, I'd say maybe 90% of the members that are very active in the KE community are in the Discord and not just don't just follow the KE team topic server. So a lot will get updates. So come the day where the Quizup servers close, we'll still all be able to communicate, and I think we could just use that.
Yes,
Yeah, our server is really busy. Sometimes we have over 1,000 per day messages, so it's very active. And we
Very
play
active.
different games too together too, so it's fun.
The Uno.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uno.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about starting like a Pictionary. Like if you guys know like Scribble.io,
Oh
like
yes.
who knows, like maybe every weekend we could host like 2 hours of Scribble.io with like all of our members, and we could all just do Pictionary together and play that in a big server, because that'd be really fun to do. But I don't know, like we can open the idea up to some members to see if they'd be interested in playing Scribble.io. But who really knows? Or maybe another type of game that members want to see. Who knows?
And I think it would be also good enough, like this, if this unknown will happen. Like, what if like you guys make any non-related Quizup tournament, let's say, like Rocket League, or maybe whatever games you're thinking. That would be great. Yeah,
Oh, so like bringing tournaments to other games.
yeah. No one has done it in other teams, I believe. If that's what it
Um,
happened. That's what
I
happened.
think if our player base in those other games was big enough, if it was like maybe 10 members
Yes.
of KE that actually played in those other games, 10 or more members, then I think we could really look for something to do like that. But I'm not sure that we're really at that stage yet with a lot of other games. I know like a lot of other players play other games,
Yes.
and some play those games together. I'm not sure if we have enough members that play those other games to make it big enough for actual like interesting tournaments yet.
Yeah, that's true. It's more on
It's
the
something to
survey.
think about though. I like the idea. So
Yes. I
You
like
know,
this.
Absolutely.
our members are hard grinders in Quizup right now, so that's what
Obviously,
we're
yeah.
focused on. But that's something to think about for sure.
Yes.
I like it.
Good recommendation, actually, to be honest.
Yes.
And also the test drive. If let's say if some people would know if these guys also play other than Quizup, because Quizup is not the only game that people know. There are other games aside from Quizup. Many millions of it. Millions of games. Doesn't matter if it's mobile, PC, or consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. And also having this very active Discord server can make it easy to set stuff like that up. Like we can always see who's playing what game, and we can always just communicate like, hey, who wants to set up a quick session or tournament to play in this game or that game that doesn't include Quizup.
Yes.
That'd be a really cool thing to do, and I hope that KE will eventually be big enough and active enough to really pull that off. But I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Exactly. And yeah. Emilia, hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I want to ask you something, since we mostly talk a lot with like Dank Zero and SCORCH. So how did you maintain the leadership on 2020, since you're one of the KE leaders at this point?
What?
No, I mean, how did you maintain your leadership in KE in this year?
mm, I guess I'm kind of lazy. Like when it comes to leading, Dank is doing much more work than I do.
Oh, but I mean, like, I have a suggestion. Why not?
You're also quizzing a lot though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's no problem, because you're quizzing a lot. Your name is still there, obviously, when you play Name the Flag.
Mhm.
And also, I have a suggestion, Emilia.
Mhm.
Like, why not invite some of the German speaking language to join KE? Because I've
I
seen
tried this.
you tried it already.
But
What happened?
yeah, a bit. We got Princess. She's an
Princess
Austrian.
Austrian, yeah. Who else?
I tried another Austrian, but she told me she would think about it, but she hasn't wrote me.
She didn't talk to you? Oh. How about in Germany? German, aside from Jan and Jan too.
I didn't really do much yet.
All right. Yeah, just give me suggestions so you would know if you want to do something like
Mhm.
that. And also Emilia, like you're also the moderator of no admin of Quizup Tea Time. So
Mhm.
you have some, I believe you have some
Join
experience.
it. Join it. It's good.
No, I'm there. Bro, I'm
Yeah,
there.
nice.
But the thing is like I'm trying to say like
Mhm.
since you're a leader also in KE and also have administrative power in Discord, was it really helpful for you to maintain the chat server of KE and Quiz of Tita at the same time? Or either both or
Um,
single whatever?
it's not really hard because like on both servers I'm not the main owner. Like on Quiz of Tea Time, Navilas does most of the work. And on Key Dank does most of the work. So like I'm just on both servers I'm just the co-leader.
Co-leader. So co-leader's just like 50-50? No, I mean like you also you
No.
have so what does
In Key
co-leader usually?
it's 80-20.
80-20. Then Dank is
Yeah,
I
Dank
don't
does
know if
much
I
more.
agree with
Dank does
that. I
much
mean,
more.
well, I do a lot because I'm motivated, but Emilia does a lot of behind the scenes work and helps me on a lot of things that I need
Yeah.
help with and have questions with, and brings a good sense of mind. So I'm really happy with having Emilia with me. Absolutely.
That's true. And Scorch is just like I believe he was busy with
I'm
university.
I'm kind of in the back scenes a bit. I help out with questions when I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Right now, university is my main priority. When maybe if this quarantine lasts throughout the summer, I can maybe try and become a bit more active with recruitment and stuff like that. But until that time, I just gotta focus on my studies before I really try and come back into the scene.
Scorch, you know we're going to be busier after the summer. I plan on being a lot bigger.
Oh, I know it, dude. I know it.
Summer brings
For
a
what
lot
K
of
is
people.
gonna come. That is true. Everyone's gonna be stuck inside playing because they can't go outside because of the quarantine.
Quarantine. Oh, we already have much have people who's staying at home right now because of the quarantine. So April is one of those
Exactly.
times. Yep.
So I'll try my best to become more active within the summer. Obviously, school is done by that time, so I'll be able to recruit more. I'll be able to talk with more of the community, which I still do. I'm active in the Discord server. I'm just hoping to be more active within KE itself, like the actual app, because right now I kind of do what Navlis did. I'll do tournaments and I'll talk with members, but I kind of gotta be more active within the actual KE Quizup scene, like with like talking with other members and other communities to try and recruit more players and stuff like that.
That's why we're here right now helping out. Because sometimes a leader gets busy on some things. So
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Helping hands, basically. Helping hands. As it goes. And I believe that since Scorch is busy in university, like was it really hard, like when you studied in university? Because like you told me that you're not active that much here. So why was it?
Oh, sorry. What was the last thing you asked?
No, why were you inactive? Was it because the course was really hard?
I think it was just a new change, right? Because as many of you guys know, I live in Canada, and well, I moved like 5 hours away from home into Ottawa for university. So it's a big change, like moving out of my house to go to university, and my program was a bit heavy. I'm taking computer science right now, and the workload is a lot more than high school for university, obviously. So having to deal with that was a big change. And I just found that I really didn't have my motivation was elsewhere. Like it was Quizup anymore, and running KE was focused on schoolwork and like being adapted to this new community in Ottawa with school. So stepping back, it was really hard, obviously, because when you're a leader of the team, since like the beginning of 2016, or like midway through 2016, and now we're here like 4 years later. It's 2020. Having that big change of like having to leave this like awesome team that you've played a huge part in building, it's hard, right?
Yes.
Because I've seen all these other smaller teams, as soon as their leaders leave, the team falls apart and dies and everyone leaves. And I'm like, I really don't want that to happen to KE, because I have such long history with this team. I genuinely care for building this team into something special, because I put so many hours and so much work into building this team when no one else stepped up to the plate to do it. And I was really nervous because, well, who do I leave the team with, right? If I'm going to leave, who's going to take over? Like Bob Houghton ended up leaving, Navulus ended up leaving, and I'm glad that Dank Zero made the same decision that I did like 3 years later to keep the team going, because obviously leaving the team behind for university, you have to do it, right? You have to focus on school first. But it wasn't a fun choice, because obviously I have a lot of friends in KE that I've talked to for like 3-4 years, and taking a step back from leadership, it's different and it's new, but I had to do it. I didn't like the choice, but I had to make it.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that this is the miracle of KE within this year? Because apparently there are many changes already in KE, since you told me that KE was really from a low back then, obviously because of administration changes, or maybe because of how they acted during the leadership before.
Yeah. I was skeptical about, like, when I first left. I still kept an eye on like how things were going, server and stuff like that. But I was pretty still like skeptical about it, because obviously Navulus was leader. Every time I went into the KE Discord server, it was dead. Like there'll be like maybe a couple messages every day or every couple days. I saw a couple members that were still playing the game, but the team really died off after I left. It wasn't until later 2019 when Dank Zero is like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take over from Navulus. I'm going to fix up the team from where it was. I remember he came to me. He's like, hey, bro, I want like KE not to just die off. I'm going to try and bring it back to like how we had it before you left. I'm like, awesome, dude. Best of luck. I wish I could be there to help you, but I can't. But I think the new leadership has really helped the team improve. If that answers your question there.
Yes, you already did. And
Perfect.
how about Dank and Emilia? What do you guys think about it? Hi, Emilia.
I'm sorry, but what was the question?
How did you feel when you have the when you're a leader, like since you're a leader right now? How did you feel since there's a miracle for KE, when it used to be a low status back then, and now it's much better than before? What do you think?
It's cool.
It's cool. How about Dank Zero?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how things are going, and I'm still focused on finding ways to improve the team, little things, and then obviously make it bigger with the recruitment as well. So keep it active and have members have a good time. And we're doing a lot better than last year for sure.
For sure. Yes. Scorch.
Yeah, I think overall, as long as members have like legitimate reasons to want to join the team, like the fail. Like now, like there's so many good reasons to join KE. Like we have such a loyal, like developed community here. Everyone's constantly active. Like we have members from like 30 different countries. We constantly host tournaments. We constantly all talk and get to meet new people. And while we still have that community that we've built, it's not, as long as that community and that sense of of like membership doesn't go away, I don't think the team's gonna fall down anytime soon.
Bucky had told us like there will be a K meetup in the future. I bought in Columbus, Ohio for Bib and Idol. That's what Bucky said.
Honestly, I would be opposed to meeting some people if I ever had that time. But I'm not going to be making a trip down from Ottawa, Canada anytime soon. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see in the future. I guess we'll see in the future because that'd be cool to meet some of you guys. But we'll never know. We'll never know.
You never know. I mean, I'm from Asia and it's kind of far from me going to America and Europe.
Yeah, that's true. I know there's a lot of members that are in Europe as well.
Yes.
We have a big European player base. We have our Asian player base is not as big.
Yeah.
But I think our European and North American player base is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Setting something up, setting a meetup for a global team seems basically impossible because we're literally everywhere.
Yes.
But that would be pretty funny if, like, come the day, some of us just randomly bump into each other and we're both in KE. Like, that would be hilarious to see, and that'd be fun to happen. But who knows?
Who knows?
Just to add on to that, we're growing up so much that we indeed have some members that are super close to each other. If you look at our KE map that was made.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think the closest would be Strawberry. I think she also lives in Ontario. But, well, obviously, like, everyone in Canada lives in Ontario. It's, like, the only place that people live. But that'd be cool if, like, random people met up.
Yeah. We have, what is it, Zach and Mez are about 20-minute drive from each other.
Wow, that's so close.
Zach,
What?
Wait, Zach and who?
Mez?
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Whoa. What was so close? That's really close. I mean,
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
and he said like,
Where is
no,
that?
like a 10-minute
New
drive.
Jersey. We have a lot of members in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, Dank Zero is also not Dank Zero. Michael Zeno's
Zeno.
out there as well.
Yeah, Zeno. The guy who was
I think we
talking
have
a while ago.
We have a fourth guy, I believe, too, in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of Americans that on the team. There's so many of them, and yeah, that's crazy to think, right? Like, who even knows? Like, you could have a new member from the same country as you, and they could be your neighbor. Like, that would be like a cool eventually to have KE so big that like you have a member in every state, you have a member in like every country. Like, getting to that level, like, we truly would be like a global empire. So that'd be sick to see.
Yeah, we have Charles in New York. He's closer to Mez than Zeno is, which are in the same state. So we're
That's weird. Yeah. Oh my god.
There's so many. This KE map is wonderful. Eva made. It's really cool, and you can see who's where. It's so neat, and we've worked on this the last 2 days quite hard to make it accurate and full with almost everybody. And
where do we have that map posted?
It's on the KE map channel.
Oh yeah, I see it.
It's there. I've also pinned it, but
yeah, you guys have been updating this a lot, which is really cool.
Yeah, the last 2 days, quite a bit.
Damn, look at that. There's a lot in Europe too, eh? Like a lot in England that are close by to each other as well.
France.
Yeah, we've really covered the whole entire Europe quite a bit.
Yes, mostly England,
and
France.
Brazil.
Yes.
Brazil.
India as well.
I'm like, wait. Oh my, there's some people that are like 20 minutes from me too. Who are some of it? Orange Slime. Gold, I'm like an hour from. Kyle, Raymond, and Orange Slime. I'm like 30 minutes from them. This is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people in Toronto.
Vanna and
Whoa.
Peter, I'm like a couple hours from them. Yeah, damn. You never really realize it until you actually take a look on the map. That's awesome.
Yeah, Scorch
Yeah,
is Scorch is Canadian. So and he lives in. Are you living in Toronto? Right.
I live in a suburb of Toronto,
Okay. So
so
yeah.
city beside it. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm really close to Toronto, and like Toronto is like maybe 50-minute drive, an hour drive from me. So I'm not far
Burlington,
from
yeah.
Toronto. Yeah. So that'd be really cool. Like if I just randomly bump into someone, like, yeah. Even though like a lot of, I guess like some of us could even bump into someone and we might not even know it, like because we don't do like Skype calls or Zoom or anything like that. So none of us really know how other people look like. Like some people like they'll show like faces and stuff like that, but that'd be hilarious if we just bump into each other.
How about this? Like, you guys will have a plan to let's say invite more people from the eastern side of the world, because like I mean we know that there are many people are from America and Europe, and in the eastern part it's
True.
just yes. Why not try
If
that?
you if you have any Asian friends, because well we have a lot of players in India.
Yes, I know.
But we don't have a lot in Southeast Asia. But we have
Yeah,
like 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
So yeah, we can see about doing that. That'd be cool.
What do you think about that, Dank Zero?
It just goes all with quizzing. We recruit good quizzers, so I mean, it just happens that this is where they're playing. I'm not specifically looking at a location.
Yeah, wherever the
Ah,
most active and competitive players, we're gonna go recruit. If there are active players in Asia, we'll reach out to them. But our demographic clearly shows that Europe and North America has the most competitive and active members, which
yeah.
makes sense because those are where the majority of Quizup players are
Oh
from.
yes, that's
But
true.
also, like the whole China, North Korea region, they're not really in the same area world. I mean, they're hidden away from the whole world. And I doubt there's many quizzers from there unless they just put China just because they wanted to.
Mhm.
We don't see many people from that region playing
Yeah,
Quizup.
that's true. That's
That's
true. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. We have members on basically every continent,
Almost.
right?
do.
Except for Antarctica, which I'm not going to include. Like that's awesome to see. That's absolutely awesome to see. Right? You wouldn't expect it, right? But you grow your team big enough, you'll see it eventually.
Yep.
So, Scorch, since like you see like there's some people that are really close to your place, are you really proud? Since I believe you're really proud as a K leader administrative, obviously. Are you really proud about it?
Wait, can you repeat that again?
Are you proud as a K leader since like you saw already some people are near,
Close by.
yes,
Yeah.
each other?
When you take a step back and actually have this map made, because when I was leader, we didn't have a map. It was really hard to track members. We did it at a certain point, but we didn't really get to know. We didn't track them by location. When we show like this map, seeing our reach, like our team's reach, it's really nice thing to see because I've never seen something like this. But really getting to see how far this team has grown, it's really exciting
You're excited.
because you never expect like people to be so close next to each other, but that's absolutely amazing. And knowing that there are people like so close by, like that's hilarious and awesome at the same time. Like you would never expect it, but when you recruit so many players that both I have back in 2016, 2017, and Dank Zero has in the most recent times. Yeah, it's bound to happen eventually. Like, eventually we might have some members that are literally neighbors. Who knows?
Who knows?
But that it's awesome to see.
Yeah, anything can happen. Like I said, you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
How about like this thing? Since like you Scorch, like you were a leader when you're in 2016. So at
Yeah.
the time, like were you having some were you learning some things about leadership on Quizup, or you already have experience about leadership back then?
Well, I didn't really have the most leadership back then. The reason I was elected all the time is because people saw that I was motivated. I actually spoke to leaders of different teams. Like I spoke to some leaders in out. I asked for tips for like how to keep an active community. I tried talking to other teams in like setting up tournaments and just trying to make connections with other people. Obviously, it's a learn as you go process. We've had plenty of difficulties in the past that we don't get to experience much now, fortunately. But no, I didn't really have anything to base my my leadership off of. I just went with the flow, and it worked out.
I see. How about Dank Zero? Did you had any leadership before, or you already experienced it beforehand? You get what I mean?
I wasn't even an assistant leader. I was nothing, so no experience.
No experience. So basically,
No.
this is your first experience in KE.
I guess I could say that when I was first elected, I started off as a co-leader, which back then, if you guys don't know the system, we went co-leader was the lowest, followed by the assistant leader, followed by leader. So I was a co-leader. I kind of learned from Ozzy is here and Gold and Zeno to know how the team works. But after that, I kind of figured it out. It's not super. It's not like running a government, Quizup teams. Basically, you have three things in mind that you want to focus on. It's keeping your members active, staying competitive, and working on recruitment. If you do all those three things, you give your team, you make a community out of a Quizup team, and that's what you have to do.
All right. So here's the thing. Like, do you ever manage to play? I mean, if let's say if you don't have, if you have the time already to play, name the flag soon. Would you ever play it again, Scorch?
That's a good question. I like Name the Flag, but if I were to play it again, I don't think I could play it competitively like I did before. Before, I was a competitor. I was a competitor for like the top positions back when I really played the game. I don't think I would ever play that much again. I think I would just play it to be a part of the community, host more public Name the Flag tournaments. But I also might switch to World Capitals. I was interested in playing that up again, but I would consider playing the game like Name the Flag again. I don't think I could ever play it super competitively again, though. I don't know. Who knows?
It's more competitive now too. So
yeah, absolutely. You have players like Barb who will play like 15 hours a day just to hold that top spot and stuff like that. It's just insane. Back when I played, I would play like 5 to 8 hours a day, and I'd be in top 3. Like, I don't know if that's like that nowadays would just get you like top 10, right? It's crazy. Like before, you need so much less than what you need now. Like it's insane. Like I'd play 8 hours a day. You have some players now that play easily twice that, and it's insane.
And all those players are members. So we have
I know
members.
that's the best part. You'll have all of those crazy grinders on KE. Like I don't even think I ever recognize any ILA members that, at least in the name the flag topic, that are on the leaderboards.
Yeah, I could say that, to be honest with you. And honestly, like when you play Name the Flag, if you have KE every time, top 20, what do you expect?
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, like, imagine like this is like from January to December, like full non-stop, because January it used to be like that. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I must say this interview has been awesome. Like just reconvening all the things about KE that we haven't really taken a close look at in a long
Yes.
time.
We haven't made the interview such big as this. I don't even think about that.
That's true.
Yeah, and to
But
this.
also, our team has never been this big, so we're just so powerful
That's
right
true.
now.
Yes, powerful as I don't know, gemstones. Yes,
I
like
don't like. I think the last time our team was this big, what like or like even close to this big was like 3 years ago, and it was probably still like 100 members less, 150
Mm.
members less.
oh
That
yeah,
that CDL merge probably pushed us over our most members ever.
yes,
We've recruited near 100, probably just a little under 140 people this year.
Yeah,
Just-
and it's like April 5th. Like that's insane.
April 5th.
Yeah, it's been nonstop, honestly, and more people are approaching us now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Bucky had told me what is the total KE count.
I don't think we keep an actual like number count. I know back in the day we made a document with every member on it, but obviously that's so out of date now. That's like 2 years old. It's really hard to keep track of every single member because of how many members join so quickly, keeping track with who leaves, and having every single member participate with saying where they're from or where they are. Like it's really hard to do that, but
This
I
is
know-
a really
yeah.
good question, actually. I have a little bit to add to that. Every month I have a project where I want to improve the team, and this month is specifically for this. Row Money has a list that talks about every member in detail, and we're going to work on that list. And I do expect to have a list of exact members eventually. I don't know when, but I'm going to be working on that. We're working hard on the birthdays and where they live. We've been doing that, and now I'm more focused on answering this question: is how many members do we really have? We should know that. If you look at the Discord,
We got like
have
165.
yeah, on Discord it's 165, but there's many members that are
Oh,
not
yeah.
on Discord.
We have like double that member count though, at least. Like I know there's so many on Quizup that don't have access to Discord, so that's always why we post our announcements twice. One on Discord, one on the KE team topic, because of all the members that aren't on Discord. But yeah, it's crazy how many members we have. It'd be a long process. I remember back when I worked with Row Money to create that original thing. Like me and him worked on creating that that spreadsheet of all of our members. That took us like days to collect. But obviously that spreadsheet needs a big update. Having to travel
I have
down,
two
yeah.
secretaries. We have two secretaries that's going to help.
That'd be helpful. Yeah, that's true.
Row Money and that VD, so they're going to help me along with sometimes even Eva helps me. We're going to get this list, and it's going to be probably somewhere just under 300 is my guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's around that. Yeah, I think when we figure it out, it'll be a big milestone when we hit like 300 members.
Yes.
That would be awesome, but I guess we'll see.
And also, like, do you think that Discord really helps, like, the communication in Quizup, or it's just that it's really the good thing for Quizup? for Discord.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I feel like Discord reaches out to members so easily.
Huh?
Because it's so easy to receive notifications on Discord. Like, I could just go onto KE announcements to at everyone, and instantly every single member that's on Discord is instantly notified.
Mhm.
Whereas with Quizup, you have to constantly check the KE team topic to see if there's a new post, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to really see if there's more information. Whereas here, we're actually able to update our players on new announcements when new members join and everything like that.
Mhm.
And many things. We also play different games, and we also talked about different things. We also post about different things and pictures and cute animals. We're doing all sorts of things. We've expanded out to keep the Discord entertaining.
Very interesting. And also, do you think that what if like KE um will be how powerful, like, well, it's already powerful. I mean, like, do you guys want to expand in other games? In other
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I've definitely given that question a lot of thought already. Deciding what games would be big. I know. Just thinking at the biggest games out there, League of Legends is also a really big game that I know members play in our team. Rocket League, Overwatch, maybe even
That's a
Call
fun
of
one.
Duty. Those are all games that a lot of people play, and building communities in those games would be super cool as well. So expanding from Quizup, that kind of ties back to that question, like what happens when Quizup is no longer around?
Yes.
Having those communities built would be a great way to keep the community going. You know?
Yeah, that's what. Okay, back I wanted to say if there will be a Minecraft server.
Oh, like creating like a Minecraft realm or something like that. That'd be pretty cool, or like a server. That would be pretty interesting. Building that, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Who knows?
Oh, speaking of which, about other teams, since like I remember, since like most of the teams in Quizup are like no teams allowed, like multi clans allowed. But if let's say like a person join a Rocket team, but which not associated with KE, is that fine or something like that?
That's an interesting
Yeah,
question.
That
exactly.
is an interesting question. I think they would have to be classified as non-members if we were to allow that happening. Because obviously this isn't exclusively KE whole community. It's for KE members, and it's always been built
Quizup.
and run by KE members. So having non-members be a part of it, I don't really know. I don't really see the point to it. I've had suggestions of people came to me with suggestions like, "Hey, do you think we could have maybe something for non-members?" I'm like, "Well, I've never really seen the point." If there was a big demand for it, which there isn't, I think the leaders would consider the question more, but we just don't see any need for it now.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, let's say a person from KE like have a team from Rocket League, but it's not associated with KE. You get what I mean? Because like, you know, this is KE is a
Okay.
Quizup team, and we know that.
It really is. It's
Yes.
just a Quizup
Yes.
team right now. At this point, every single member has some kind of Quizup background and arrived to KE
Oh,
through
yes.
Quizup.
Even before that, they already have teams like associated with other teams, but not in Quizup, because Quizup, this is the rule for Quizup in KE. Like
But
basically,
let's say in the
Yeah.
future, like you said, let's say Quizup dies and we expand to a different game, and
Yeah.
let's use Rocket League, and
Yeah.
we gain some people through Rocket League.
Uh-huh.
We might have to consider that. You know,
Yeah.
we don't know the future,
We
but
don't know. For now, it's Quizup
right
only.
now it's Quizup only, correct?
Okay, so it's still fine if it's other games outside, not on Quizup. That's the rule right now. Yes.
I think if some members came to leadership like, "Hey, a lot of us play Overwatch or a lot of us play Rocket League," and they come to us saying, "Do you guys think it would be cool if we started a Rocket League team that represents KE?" I think we'd take more look into it. again, we don't really have that competitive player base yet for those games like CS:GO or Rocket League or Overwatch yet.
Yeah.
But it's not out of the question for sure. We would definitely consider it. Like having KE represented in as many different games as possible is probably like the ultimate goal for the leaders, but we're
Well,
not there yet. I don't think.
It's got to make sense too, because the reason why we have teams in Quizup is because it's a competitive game. There's people against each other. If there's Rocket League and there's no other teams, by us just simply putting the K tag, would it really make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
No
true.
point. No point, right? Yeah.
If there's other if there's other games that already have a competitive team against team player base, it would be interesting to have. I'm not really thinking of many different other games that really have that same environment that Quizup does with team versus team.
Yeah, exactly.
At least yet. But come a time where we do recognize a game that both our players have and a game that has the same kind of team versus team community that Quizup's created, then we would definitely consider it.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, they were laughing, like joking around. Like Babe said, KE CS:GO comp team, and then like Shadowcat said KE esport team. They're just. What do you think about it? CS:GO, not CS:GO.
That'd be pretty funny. Yeah.
If a team feature was added to Quizup, what would you want to have? Heleshon said that to you guys. Team features added on Quizup.
I don't know. I don't think at least I haven't given that much thought yet.
Well, for me, I would say anything that brings a competitive edge, because that's what this whole game is. We're not quizzing because we want to keep naming flags. We're quizzing because we want to be competitive against each other.
Yeah, it's all competition. That's why KE was created to begin with.
But
Us you.
I don't really like the direction how they're removing top standings or making it shorter or removing banners. They gotta be doing stuff that brings more competitiveness, gives people reason to keep quizzing. So a longer standings would be good.
That's true. Absolutely.
And what else?
Well, I'm gonna have to get heading out soon. If you don't have any more questions for me,
there are.
I think we've in this interview we've covered a lot
already. Yep, I did 2 hours already. Oh my god, yeah, it's already 2 hours. It shows on my screen. We talked for 2 hours basically.
Yeah, usually your interviews are what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, SCORCH. If you don't know, usually the interview lasted for 2 or 3 hours, or maybe more than that.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes off like we talk about one thing, and then especially when you have multiple people and it's not just a one-on-one interview, people build off each other's points, which really makes it continue longer, right? Like I remember at a point where we had there was 6 of us in here.
Yes.
All pitching in their ideas.
And also like people ask questions, like aside from me or others, like who want to follow up more questions, so people would know what the fuck is going on in KE, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah, it's also really good because you'll also, if you're live streaming right now, you have your viewer base that can ask you questions that we can answer as well, right?
Yes. They're actually asking some questions already, but I will just make an AMA now. AMA, okay. You guys know the drill, okay? If you guys want to ask some questions already, I don't want to ask already because I already made many questions already. So much.
Ask us anything.
I can't think that much already. My brain got melted. Yes?
You've asked so much Dynasty already, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
AMA. Oh, I think there might be one. Oh, we should make a Steam group. Okay, that's funny.
A Steam group? Yeah, why not?
That's funny, guys. You guys are very creative. If you could play any other topic, what would you play?
I would probably play, instead of name the flag, world capitals. I want to try and memorize all the world capitals. I think I have 60% memorized so far, but I wanna learn all of those.
It seems like we're a big geography team. We have, flags and geography is our main focus.
Absolutely, yeah.
But also now Pokemon and Grand Theft Auto and name the elements.
Yeah.
So I think one day we should have a tournament where we would have topics of all the different topics we focus on as members. Probably be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a Quizup topic you like or interested in that you haven't played much of yet? Bina said that.
It would be named the element, maybe. I don't know. That's as far as just playing a topic that other members play, probably be named the element. But if it's just like any random topic, just really any kind of gaming that requires pictures instead of reading. So this way you can multitask.
I'd say, I definitely Netflix while playing Quizup. You know what I mean? Like have Quizup in one phone, having Netflix in front of me as well. I'll definitely do that.
I don't want to be reading.
I'd probably say either World Capitals or League of Legends. Probably that. I don't know though.
All right, what's the next question? There are many questions. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna say it already. What? Wait. If you could, sorry. Oh my god, my head hurts. Sorry. What usually happens to members over time in general? That's what Fruit MC 273 asks you guys about it.
What was the question?
What usually happens to members over time in general?
Members overtime?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I mean, in Quizup, we do have some members that just eventually die out. They get busy in life or whatever,
Yeah.
and maybe visit us less. That happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's a gradual process. They'll like slowly lose inactivity, they'll slowly become inactive. It's not like members are gonna say, "Oh, okay, I have other stuff going on. I'm just gonna leave the team. Thanks for everything." Like we do have some members that do that. They'll just like once they know that they're gonna become inactive, they just stop. They just tell us like, "Hey, I'm gonna stop playing the game now." But the majority of players, I think, for the most part, they just gradually stop playing the game less and less. When they stop playing the game, they stop talking to the KE team and keeping up with what's going on inside our community. And then slowly they stop playing. But the majority of players, they stay active.
Mm-hmm.
They stay active, but we do also have players that stop playing Quizup and then they're still active in the KE community.
Like me.
Like me. Yeah.
There's actually thinking about it, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Will you do like out every player play in the same topics 1 month? Rem said this one.
This is something that Emilia brought up actually, and Emilia thinks that's a good idea. So, what do you think, Emilia? Since you brought it up, Emilia.
Hi, Emilia.
I'd say it's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
The only thing is we're so competitive in Name the Flag that obviously we're gonna have a lot of people that wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They're way too dedicated in a single topic to switch out of it.
I mean,
I remember
here's a good example. So I changed 220 questions on our KE topic last month. And so, just test it out and see. And we did have some members that played that, and we also had some members that are very active and named a flag that also played, but it just wasn't that competitive. Like 100,000 something was first in our KE topic with brand new questions. So yeah, we could do it, and I think it just wouldn't be that busy, but it could add some fun to it for sure. I think that's something we should consider. It just won't be like millions and millions like Name the Flag.
All right, then Dank in terms
Yeah, I'd
of
have to agree.
name the flag POY. What's POY?
Player of the year.
Player of the year. Will major boosters get points on the leaderboard for it?
Yeah, that's a good question. And as originally I said, there will be a little star next to the name, and I will put down that that person did boost, but he will be credited for all the work he did. Let's use this month's example. King, who is boosting like crazy. Sure, King's going to be on the Player of the Year leaderboard. He's going to have a little asterisk star next to him. And, you know, all the leaders or all the players remember this. So I'm going to keep it fair and keep the scoring the same for everybody, even if he did boost.
All right.
And I also have Helgen, our mod, who updates me at the end of every month to make sure that I know who did boost, because I will find out.
You will find out very
Absolutely.
soon. What else? Other question? I didn't
Yeah,
update
seems
for
fair
March,
enough.
to be honest. Hedashun said he didn't update it, the March thing.
Okay.
All right. So are there more questions, guys? Any questions? Any creative questions? Whatever that can be talk about. I also wanted to Henderson said I also wanted to make my leaderboard replay feature display when and who boosts, but many people said they were against it.
Seems like a good idea. It's easier to get a more realistic idea of what players are and are not boosting. I'm surprised that people will be against it, but yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, good question. Why would people be against it? Well, I don't know. Henderson would just talk about that. We don't know.
Yeah, personally, I would not be against that. I think I don't know. I think it's like maybe a selective type of players that would be against that.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe the boosters themselves, you
Yeah,
know.
boosters, yeah, or maybe
That's
the
what I'm thinking.
cheaters.
I'm like, I feel like only the boosters would complain about that. Let's be real.
It's just that, like, well, they don't want to get exposed, maybe, or maybe privacy. Who knows? But the thing is, like, it's mostly about the cheaters will be concerned about it. That's for sure. All right. So same reason you ban. Ah, I don't know that. Okay, okay. Mods told me they don't want new dramas of or separation, and the player said because I can access the purchase history and I'm exposing private information. That's what Hedashun said.
I guess it makes sense from a policy standpoint, especially
Privacy.
like they don't want their only source of their biggest source of monetization, like those members, to be singled out, right?
Yes.
Because to them, to us, most of us look down on boosting, but obviously to them, they love boosters. Boosters are their biggest source of income, so they don't want those players to be, I'd say, segregated or discriminated upon because they are boosting. Because that can be maybe a bad image for their company's profits, because obviously if nobody likes boosters, people aren't going to boost, right? And then no boosters means no profit, right?
And you guys had the old KE website. This is the with the simplesite.com, and it's
Yeah,
still
simple
here.
site. That was made by Bob Huden. He never took it down. I think he told me he lost the password for it, so he wasn't able to make any changes to it. So when he told me he lost the password, I'm like, okay, this thing's so outdated. Like if you even look at the members of the month, that's 2017, right?
Yes.
Or even if you go to like leaders and ranking, like it's me, Bob Huden, Aditi, and Liam R. Like that's so old, right? That's like we only have like 6 or 7 rules. Like this is so ancient, right? So I decided to make a more updated website. that shows like everything current that we do in KE. And I'm still able to access that website and which is good. And I just link people to the website whenever they want to learn more KE and that kind of information, stuff like that.
And the rules and guides are almost the same as until now, right? The old one and the new ones, right?
Yeah. So that's the old server. I mean, that's the site. It's a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually give your website to every new member to get them to read the rules. So and check out the history. So everybody should.
That's a good idea. Like I probably spent maybe 15 hours working on the newer one, just finding all the information. Like doing the history page. Oh my god, that took me like 5 hours just to collect all that information and the proper timelines. And even that, I still like made mistakes with it. Like it took so long to collect. Like I had to scroll down the KE team topic for maybe 40 minutes just to find information. And that was the most annoying thing I've ever seen. But we did it eventually.
All right.
Because
So,
it's 6 years of posts. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And then this just shows all of our leaders and stuff like that.
Yeah, it shows like the leaders and rankings, your current leader. This I think it's much better today than the old one, definitely. It's much more realistic, I can say, because when you see on the homepage, like you can see already the infos, the leaders, the rules at the same time.
And like you have links that can take you right to the leaders.
Yes, exactly.
Like questions, right?
All of it from.
This is what every single new member sees.
That's awesome. It's a good idea, linking them that.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's another question by SMS30. So he said one thing ILA does is congratulate people on best in the world titles for each member in a post at the end of each month. Have you guys thought about doing something like that or add incentive for getting a best in the world title like ILA does? What do you guys think?
I would say that Emilia has been doing some things. I didn't really see last month, but Emilia has a KE Player of the Year standings, and it goes kind of with my point system. And Emilia also makes some posts about end of the year stuff. I kind of put that towards Emilia there for that one.
So Emilia.
The funny thing is, I just thought, like, before Zach asked me, I just thought about how I could improve, like, the end of the month posts.
Yeah, so that's basically it. And are there more any questions you guys want to ask? So what time is it over there, you guys?
We just got a member while we're chatting here.
Yeah, I saw that. It's 2:47. It's 2:47 over here.
47. My goodness.
PM.
How about in?
Yeah, so it's been what, 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, almost. So if no one would like to talk in the next 9 minutes, then I guess it would end soon. Definitely.
Alrighty.
So are there more any questions? This is the only time maybe would be the best time to talk with them, the leaders.
And we'll also be including this VOD. We're going to send this out to the KE team topic and the Discord server, just so all people who didn't view it live can take a look at it.
And basically the problem with bot is just that it will delete in the next 14 days, so I have to re-upload it on YouTube very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever works, whatever easiest for you.
Yes, but for now, it will be with bot, definitely. And Bucky has a trophy case for tourneys. Okay. What do you mean trophy case?
So Bucky has his own thing every month. You know how when we have tournaments in Elite, you get a little crown, and if you do well in the Blitz, you get the other thing, whatever it is, that goes around your profile. So anytime you place something in the tournament, let Bucky know, because Bucky makes the end of the month post about all the people who made tournaments. It's a cool little thing he does.
Cool stuff. What else? Any questions? Anyone? So, oh yeah, good question. Like, do you ever guys read the contact us want to join registration in your website? In the website? Yeah.
Oh, that's that links to what that does. It just links to me. So when people do that, it just sends contact information to me. But
You might want
I don't
to
think-
add me on there just because you're not really looking at those right now.
well, no, like it sends it to my email to let me know that they did it.
Oh, okay.
But I think what really happens is if you look at the leader page on the website, it shows who the current leaders are, and it says, okay, you can go to the Quizup profile. So I think the majority, like I've never received any through this. I think a lot of people would rather just contact on Quizup itself. So that's what they do. They just they send messages on Quizup itself. So they'll go on the website, they'll click on one of the links, and they'll see the Quizup profile. They'll click on that, and they'll just either talk to me, you, or Emilia, because it's just easier, right? They'll rather do that than to send an email, right? It's just easier.
Yes. And also, by the way, since like the rules are really nice to say, but the thing is, like, let's say if one rule got violated, would you guys give them a chance? Let's say.
It depends on the rule. So I talked with this with the current leaders. We haven't really just a lot of rules because the majority of rules, okay, like it's pretty simple to follow the rules. We don't allow any forms of cheating, and as long as you follow like the Quizup guidelines and are active in the team, it's pretty good. If someone ends up joining, who let's say we find out uses like let's say like a booster, we don't really support boosters within the team. So what we usually did is we contact them and say, hey, we noticed I used a booster. We don't support this in the team. We would like to ask you to stop using boosters. If they refuse and try and get like millions and millions of XP by boosting, we're like, okay, look, we're not going to let that represent our team. Like we're competitive here in KE, so we're not going to really go for a lot of boosting. Or if someone's just being disrespectful, we'll usually do like a warning. Like you'll get a warning first, but
Yes.
if you abuse your warning and continue to act out against KE, you're gonna get kicked.
How many times usually would you guys have a warning system for the disrespectful things? Like let's say
Oh.
dramas or maybe some fights. Yeah.
Oh, like I've always said, like I'm like against drama. So
Yeah.
I probably, since like all the years that I've been a leader, I've probably kicked out like maybe 5 people ever.
All right.
And it's like a lot of it like is because of attitude. Like for example, like Vega, that was the most recent one, right?
Uh-huh.
God, that guy, dude. He was just known, like I originally kicked him out years ago for harassing members and harassing other people in the community. So I
Uh-huh.
kicked him out of the team, and he was even known to be a booster, not booster. He used to use multiple devices and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
He ended up getting a new account, changing names, and rejoined the team. And he started doing the same thing. He started boosting. We ended up kicking him, not boosting, modding. And we ended up kicking him out again. Like players like that, they're just not good for the community. Like some people, if they as soon as they harass players, they're spoken to, and if like the slightest thing happens again where they're called out by anyone, they're gone. Like we have so many members, like we're not gonna put up with people who are just gonna be dicks. There's no
But I
point.
also care about members. So if there's something that came up, I'm willing to listen, and we are giving second chances on some things, but
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
case by case. I do care about
Yeah,
members.
it's circumstantial, right? Like we'll speak to the members. We'll make sure to get both sides of the story. If there is any drama or feud between members, we'll make sure to get both sides of the story.
Yes.
We'll talk to other people who might have been involved, and at the end of the day, as long as everyone's happy and no feuds happen again, that's really what our goal is. If something happens in the future, we'll take like the appropriate measures, but usually it's pretty good. Like we never really have any feuds. Everyone in KE gets along pretty well, so it's pretty good there.
So who will handle mostly the justice system? The leaders, current leaders right now, obviously. Let's say
It's between the leaders. Mhm.
yes,
We talk within each other and we come to an agreement. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's basically what happens there. Perfect.
Perfect. So is there like veto powers like, hey, I don't want this guy to get kicked or something like that?
I've nothing recently, but I did have some stuff like that in the past. Where I think a friend of Zeno's, not in-person friend, but like a friend online who was in the team, who was just kind of just being like inappropriate, like his attitude was pretty bad. So some of the leaders wanted him out. Whereas I didn't really see a big need to kick him because of that. His attitude wasn't really that bad. And it kind of caused more problems. But as someone's attitude gets to a certain point, you're like, okay, yeah, we can't. And when you can't tolerate it anymore, you just gotta kick him out.
Because overall, the community team is important. I make sure we bring the right people. I don't just bring everybody. Yes, we're growing like crazy, and it looks like we're bringing everybody, but that's not the case. You know, I've had to deny some people, including, what do you know, King last month before he even started boosting. Or, you know, just like this month where we had an ILA member that wanted to join. And trust me, I love taking ILA members, but he's had a past before. And so he
Exactly.
really didn't qualify, you know? So we do make sure we have the right members, and it's been great. Shout out to our members who are blending in well together, and it's worked out well.
Mm-hmm. I see. So basically, like, just follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, then either you get warned or being mentioned by moderators or something like that. Yep.
Yeah, basically.
It's not been an issue this year, and we've had a lot of new members, and it's very minimum. So I'm really happy with what's going on with our members and how they're acting, and they're focused on grinding. They're not focused on drama. They're focused on keep grinding, and
Keep
that's
grinding.
awesome.
That's
Yeah,
good.
as leaders, we could be more pleased with our team's performance, like with competitive and just like their whole on Quizup. Like we couldn't ask for much better than this. Let's be real. Like they're all great.
Yep.
And who made those background pictures in the new Quizup
Oh,
site?
I hosted a name like a flag competition where back in the day where everyone can make flags for KE and we'd all do a competition on it. So one of them, it's the one with the globe and it says that Caucasian KE team Caucasian Empire, where it's kind of like the cyan blue. That was made by Skitty. I don't know what his new name is now.
Yeah,
Do you guys know who that is?
Skyleaf.
Skyleaf?
Skyleaf. That's what he goes by now. That was made by him back when he was in KE. I made the more purple one, the purple and red one. And some are made by other members as well. But the majority, I think, I made, except for the one that Skyleaf made. That was his.
But now we have our own designer who is super talented in making stuff. And
Oh yeah, seeing
Eva.
some of their drawings are amazing.
designer Eva has made some incredible stuff. So,
Yeah, we should consider putting some of that onto the K for sure.
yeah.
So, since what happened to Skyleaf? Why did he left KE? Do you guys know about what happened to him?
I think it was just because he was, I don't know, he just wanted to go solo for a while. He didn't really join any other teams. I think that was the period of time when I left KE. Oh no, I didn't leave KE. I took a step down from leadership to focus on school. I think he was one of the members that ended up leaving the team. And he just decided to go solo after that.
Skyleaf is funny because I remember when he was chatting about why he left out and why Mick followed him too, and it was only because of he wanted to unfollow all those out members, so you have an awesome follow to follower ratio. That's really why he did. So he had under 10 followings, and he just didn't want to deal with members, and he just wanted to be by himself. He's a solo kind of guy, and then he just kind of stopped playing.
Oh, most likely hermit, basically. Because hermit's like maintaining small connections as soon as possible, even though they know you a lot, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna head out now. I got some more schoolwork to focus on. Well, thank you, Dynasty.
Thank you
for this awesome interview.
Yes.
I'll catch all you guys later on the Discord server. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you, and bye bye.
Bye now.
Whoa, so it's now Dank Zero and Emilia right now. So are there any questions? So if there's none, then he might leave in the next 5 minutes. Hello? Ouch! Oh, I got hit. Sorry. Alright. Focusing on the ground. So here's the thing, Dank. What your name is DC now? They say.
D for Dank and Z for Zero.
Okay, just a combine of the initials. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yes. What else? Are
I
there
change my name often.
You have to change your name. That's why. Have you ever tried DJ G Hearns?
Yep, I was a G Hearns before this name. It was a great experience. No offense, I had an awesome experience, but I just had to change my name eventually.
Oh, because people will have to use it now. Even me, I have it. Mato has it. Cartier has it, definitely, because they're Brazilians.
We have lots of members that added it on Discord. It's become attractive.
Yes, it's like a new name already, as a thing.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Oh my god, no, I wouldn't do it either. Are there more questions, guys? Hello.
Anybody have questions for Emilia?
Yeah, Emilia. Yeah.
Kind of quiet over there.
No.
Say something more.
No.
No. Emilia, like you're the co-leader and like you got interesting stuff you want to say to the audience?
No.
No.
Well, Emilia, what are you second in the world right now?
Yeah.
Second in the world. So, what do you think about King?
He's the best player by far.
It's already Qatar.
After Kirito Yeet.
Kirito
is the only
Yeet.
player that is better.
Yes, Kirito Yeet. My boy. He just came back recently, like last week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Oh, Nimarila's good too.
Nimarila.
Mm-hmm.
Nimarila. No.
He's simply the best.
Simply the best. Remember when King had the French flag and he changed to Qatar flag? I don't know what Hukasos mentioned about this thing, because he's also competing the best in the world this month, I think. Yeah, Hukaso is here. So King changed his flag to Qatar. What do you think?
I mean, if he changed his flag to Qatar to give Fukazo the best in the world, he could also just get seconds to give someone else the best in world title. Just saying.
Oh!
Is that what it was for?
What? Yeah, yeah.
So Hatsu can get best in the France?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder why
I guess
King
they're friends.
used Qatar. I still don't know.
Because he has money.
Ah! You're funny. I get your joke now. How about yeah, he told me that he did this for me. Kaso said.
Oh, I didn't know they were friends.
I don't know if they're friends, Hukaso or and
I don't
King.
think they're
I don't
friends.
think, man. I don't think so.
So why would he do that then?
Maybe friends for French. I don't know. Say MS30 said, "It's amazing how Emilia's non-boosting is still keeping up with his boosting role." Yeah.
Well, I mean, Emilia is what, top 5 all time?
Yes.
It's not that surprising. So Emilia has a strong quizzing background for a long time.
Obviously.
And Name the Flag is the busiest topic all time. If you look at the all time top 15, the lowest top 15 is over 1,000. And I don't think there's any topic that has a higher top 15 overall than Name the Flag. So we track the top quizzers in the top topic.
What do you think about Seman Lago? Like, does he ever know about KE at the time? No, I mean, does he ever get invited in KE? I mean,
Who?
Seman Lago, the Portuguese guy. You know
Yeah,
him?
what about him?
Have you
I mean,
ever
he
guys
just
invited
joined.
him?
Oh, I don't think so.
I see. Semen Lago. Semen Lago, yeah, yeah. Obviously, that's his name. Vina said the grind people these days they are insane. I can barely do 100 to 125k a day now, and I see people do much more, go so hard now, especially when I used to see years ago.
Yeah, but Davina also is #1 all time in Name the Element. So, at a certain point when you quiz so much, it just kind of gets a little duller. And that's why this whole team thing is good. It revives your quizzing career a little bit better.
Are there more questions, guys? Oh, how about this? What? All right. So, I guess no one's talking now. So I guess like in 2 minutes we're done here.
Yeah, it's been a while. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we got the whole history. We talked about the current status. We
Yeah.
talked about our future. We're going to have a strong future. That's all I can tell you.
For sure, like the meet up. Because some people are just near with each other in cities and countries. Yeah. I'm really amazed about how competitive is Name the Flag this month. I love it. Mukaso said.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Emilia, say something. You're the second best now.
Yeah.
Man,
Grinding leader.
the grinding leader. Very busy. Always busy.
And Emilia's been also recruiting and bringing people, posting and playing Uno. Running a tournament, has this whole entire month of last month and this month a tournament. Emilia's busy.
Yeah. Always busy. Like said no. Don't bully my
If that wasn't enough, well, now Quizup Tea Time tournament. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it.
Basically, because
it's because everywhere where I do something, I'm always second. I'm second in Quizup. I'm the second leader. I'm the second Quizup Tea Time leader.
Oh my
Second to
goodness.
Barb.
Yeah,
Hail
I'm
to
second
Barb.
this month. I'm
Well-
always second.
Well, I mean, like, you're second, basically, like, it's already in your genes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're second leader. You could say that, but you're equally as you are to me and Scorch.
Oh.
Basically, he watched Sword Art Online, so he learned how to play grinding really and being an active player in Name the Flag. Seriously, that's the thing. Cause you know about
Yeah.
the Sword Art Online, you watch that they're really serious how they play against the enemies there. Obviously. All right. What's next? 10 players on page for 9 million this month. The SM say 30 said that. Don't bully my Emilia. Nobody said that. I'll leave then. Wow. Are we bullying Emilia now? I guess.
How many people are watching right now?
20. It used to be 25.
Oh wow, we have that many people right now?
Yeah, it's like having an online class for them.
Gosh, there's somebody that wants to know something about KE.
Yeah, people want to know and somehow like it's interesting to them.
Well, this year has been something, I'll tell you what.
Not only in Quizup.
But also Emilia's world. Oh my god. Castor said, different people are first, but you always be second. It's sad, but technically it's more consistent and better than everyone else who aren't always first, Emilia. Whoa, someone else is here. You're first in my heart, Rem said. Oh,
Oh.
Emilia, come on.
Oh.
Oh.
We all do love Rim a lot, so and I'm kind of motivated to get that game so I can learn to be so amazing like Rim in Rocket League.
Rocket League is fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun watching you two yesterday play.
Oh yes, he invited me to play this custom games that I don't even know how to play it, and then I was like, "Holy shit! How the fuck do you play this?" And then he was really laughing a lot when I lost the game there. No, lost the ghost, obviously. So funny. I was like trying to tease him when I wanted to get the ghost, obviously. You're the 8th Snowy Flare, so that you're Bana. Yeah, Bana said, I'm 8th number in the world in Name the Flag. It's really fun. Bana.
That's awesome. Hana's been doing really good since joining KE, so I'm pretty proud of you. You already leveled up.
Yeah, boy. Oh yeah, that's the new person in KE, one of the new people, I believe.
Yes. Represent.
I never seen her before. I just saw her just this month. I don't know what's her topic though.
Well, Vanna just got 100 recently and named the flag, and now is already like over 150, probably closer to 200.
Oh,
She's already 200.
I see. Oh my gosh, I'm losing track here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you forget you rank up fast when you're a little lower level, but that's really cool. That's awesome that you have that motivation. Keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Ukaso said you'll catch up soon. Bana, stop grinding. Nabila said, Emilia, if you want more work, I'll give it to you.
Oh.
Bina said those level up congratulatory posts are an awesome concept. And Baki said I agree.
Awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations post. I remember I thought the Wheels post was a birthday, happy birthday. I don't know what the fuck am I thinking at the time. I think Dank saw it and he was laughing at the time, you know. Remember that thing?
Yeah, we do a lot of things on Discord, and that's one of them.
Happy birthday, Will. I agree. 600k this month in name the Pokemon, Bucky had said. Oh, really?
Yeah, Bucky's gonna go for all-time XP. So, and that's just over 1 million. So, our name the Pokemon is really amazing. We've just really grown in that topic.
Mm-hmm. Let me check the name the Pokemon thing.
I think 2 through 9 or 2 through 8 is KE, and then a few more on the bottom.
Brian Mateoshi,
So,
2 million? Oh,
well,
wow.
yeah, he's a robot, but yeah, he's done great like every month.
Uh-huh.
And he loves the competition from KE. He wants to, not be part of the team, so he's like, playing against everybody.
I mean, that's
He's not much.
that's how he wants. I mean, that's his
Yeah.
choice. We can't just force him.
No,
Yeah,
we respect that.
yeah,
Brian has tremendous skills.
yeah, that's true. He has tremendous skills. It's just that it's just more competitive too for us KE to either beat him or not. That's the thing. It's a challenge.
I just think KE motivates him even more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really helped them, to be honest with you. Because if you beat Brian Mateoshi, it's a huge accomplishment, especially if you're playing in Name the Pokemon this month or next 2 months. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, this whole virus thing has kind of helped this whole KE thing because we're busy.
Yes. Coronavirus. Yeah, it just helped us to be staying at home every time now.
So
So,
yeah, this month's been busy.
Rem said, so Pitbull is really banned this month. Pitbull.
Yeah, it's not really something I want to talk about. There's just a confusion with his brother playing another topic. It wasn't the same topic. Um, we'll be talking to him.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna get things better for him.
Dang. Castor said, Fake Jan is trying hard right now. Fake Jan. Thea almost.
He's not. There's nothing fake about Jan number 2. He's legit.
Fake Jan. What the? Hoka,
We have 2 Jans. If somebody's watching that doesn't know, we have 2 different Jans from Germany. But so we have Jan number 1 and number 2, and they're both just really talented.
Yep. So funny they have the same names though. I thought the Jan 2 was Jan 1 at first, to be honest, because there are many Jans at the time. Who's the real Jan? I am. But they're both are real, but it's kind of funny though. It's coincidence that they're both same from both of them are the same in countries. Both of them are in the same topic. That's like ridiculous, right? Isn't it?
Just brings more competitiveness.
Yes.
We're gonna keep looking at Pokemon and try to even expand more on Pokemon, where it will become like almost Name the Flag, where we just dominate the whole topic. We will keep going at it. Find some good quality players because Pokemon's very popular.
What else? Castor said Heya almost did last July. Last June. Okay. What else, guys? Are there more? If not, then how many times would I just say like I have to quick this
How
thing?
about I ask a question to the group?
Oh yes!
I have a question for all the viewers. Is there something that you would like for KE to do to improve? And also, is there anything in Quizup that you would like to see to improve on Quizup?
Not yet for KE, Castor said. Give it
I know,
time to
we're very
settle in.
good.
Give it time to settle in. KE, I want Steven, Rem said. Who's Steven?
Oh, sneaky Steven.
Huh?
And it's funny, I just chatted with him yesterday and I told him, look, we have a voice chat full of French folks, except you. He Steven's fine with COD. And you know, COD focuses on enemy and that's his topic. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's what he wants to do and that's fine. He honestly wants to be in both teams, but it's just a KU rule to be with one. So that's where we're at.
Bucky, I said easier communication. Wait, sorry. No, sorry. SMS first. Tack. KE is on the right track, but Quizup has to get rid of these mystery boxes.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes I'm multitasking and I'm playing Quizup. The game is over and I've already started another game and I'm not looking at the screen. And then once the question comes up, I'm looking, seeing, oh shoot, I haven't opened the box. And I miss like a couple seconds because I'd open a box. Most ridiculous thing.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know what's the question there because it got deleted by the bot. What the hell? Alright, let's just wait. Oh my god.
You got a bot? You got a bot in your chat?
Yeah, there's a bot like it just deletes anti-spam and some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's automatic with Twitch or you added it?
I added it, but it's verified by this. No, I mean by Twitch, cause like if it's not, then it's illegal definitely.
I see.
Yeah. Are there more questions? Oh, are there something? Hmm. It got deleted. Oh my god. All right. I would. Bina said, I would love Quizup to remove Clusos. Lul.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't we all?
Romeo. Um. Castor said, Quizup live chat rooms.
Yeah, Quizup really needs to improve their chat. But since we have Discord, it just kind of is a mute point. We don't even really focus. But, you know, just like what some people said, like even Hausen, like chat, you have to open it and then close it and then open it again because you can't see the message.
Yep.
So they got to improve a lot of things, but that's probably not on the high priority. I think adding things to make the game better, more competitive against others is the key focus. Like adding banners and standings and maybe even putting what place they're in once the versus screen shows up. Like it shows you're currently in 16th place in the world or something. You know, just things that excite you about stats. People like that stuff.
What else? I had just said exactly though in all cap, and that's why they got deleted. Yeah, because if you post like huge caps, it might be detected by the bot, and to delete that. Yeah. What else? Bina said, I wish Quizup had an ability to look up BIWAT from longer than 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I added the name to flag history standings, which I'm still updating. That's going to have several years worth of standings. Because yeah, it should show standings. That would really actually help me out for recruitment too.
Yeah, that's why I started to record name the Pokemon best in the world, Pastor said.
You know, if you guys want a name the Pokemon standings, we can post it every month, and so we have that too. I'm willing to add a channel.
That was a great addition. That's what he said. No,
That
Zach
would.
said.
Wait, what?
Zach said that was a great addition.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the standings. Yeah. I'll try to finish this past year soon, but
Cas-
it's got.
Castor
Yeah,
said
go.
Jan 2 is working on that. I post it every month.
Yeah, just send me over some messages and some screenshots, and we can make a new channel for Pokemon. Name the
Yes,
Pokemon.
exactly. Bina
Because I
said,
do try to find ways to enhance Pokemon players.
mm-hmm.
You know, we added the Pokemon card channel, and so I'm open to things for sure. It's not just name the flag.
Yep. Bina said there used to be a way to find those PIWATS with the EN version of the Quizup website, but that is long gone now.
There's so many things they've taken away slowly. It's I'm losing track.
Castor said, "Lol, Dank, you pinned a message that contained the API of all the leaderboards since May 2019 in Quizup only. NTP. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Castor said, Lol, Dank, you pinned a message that contained the API of all the leaderboards since May 2019 in Quizup only. Name the Pokemon."
Okay. Sure.
How about Emilia? Come on, what are you gonna say? Anything? Like same thing as Dank, what he
Yeah,
asked.
yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah. So we also want to ask some question from you guys as well. Come on, it's Emilia now.
I don't have anything to ask. I'm so boring.
Why I keep on hearing those sounds in your place? What is going on there?
Oh, nothing.
Do you have keys? Do you play your keys every time when you're playing Quiz Up? I don't know, man. Or some drums or something like that.
No, those were my keys.
Your keys sounds like a drum? What?
What?
I don't know because I heard some weird sound behind you.
Oh, I think that's my chair.
How is that? I don't understand that sound. It's kind of weird though. Like boing, like that. Oh god. So I guess this is it. Maybe because no one is talking, and I guess it's already done. All right.
Yeah, we covered quite a bit.
We quite covered already. 3 hours already. Holy crap! So I guess we're done now. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming the stream. Bye bye.
Bye.